Let's do a cheers to the Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
Here she come now, say moaning, moaning.
Makes my day.
Shoot 'em down, turn around, come on, moaning.
On to your butt.
Hey, she give me love and I feel alright now. Hello! You gotta toss and turn and feel alright, and feel alright. I say yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you make me feel so good, so good, so good, so fine.
You just made the list.
When I feel alright, I say yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Well, you get shaking, moaning, moaning.
Hey, 6 o'clockers, check in, get clutched.
The shotgun dead, and I'll come on, moaning.
Hey, 6 o'clockers, check in, get clutched.
Don't stop cooking, as I feel alright now.
Hey, 6 o'clockers, check in, get clutched.
Don't stop now, come on, moaning, come on, yeah. I say yeah, 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 yeah. 'Cause you make me feel
I'm your huckleberry.
so good. When I feel alright, you're so fine.
Inconceivable.
You're so fine. And I feel alright. I say yeah, 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 yeah.
I swear I've seen a lot of stuff in my life, but that was awesome.
Old man.
We can't bust heads like we used to, but we have our ways.
Bouchard was excellent tonight.
Oh, I tied an onion to my belt.
McDavid again. This time, Bouchard, one-timer, score! Edmonton, its first lead of the night. Evan Bouchard puts the Oilers up 4-3.
Old man.
Which was the style at the time?
Connor, McDavid.
Let me say yeah.
Remember that name.
Let me say yeah.
Connor, McDavid. Connor, 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 McDavid, McDavid, McDavid.
Remember that name.
Here he is. Connor, McDavid. Connor, McDavid.
Smart move.
Here he is. Beautiful.
Remember that name.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit.
Connor, McDavid.
Remember that name.
No, no limits when it comes to this guy. He's simply too fast. Think he can just fly. No, no limits. So why do you try? He'll score on his own, or he'll give it to dry.
Connor, McDavid.
Fans in heaven, hours of 9 to 7. The nation in love from Gibbons to Devon. Looking to pass, team men on the ass. Second contract, a lot of cash. Tick, 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 tack, take your time. With David on your team and you'll be fine. Just open your eyes and you will see it. Oil it for real cause he has no limit.
No, 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 no. Connor has no limit. No, 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 no. Connor has no limit.
Remember that name.
Very impressive. Taking a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow.
Makes my day.
You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine.
Girl, I can't understand it. Why you wanna hurt me?
That's why it's the Stanley Cup.
After all of the things I've done for you.
It's hard. It's hard.
I buy you champagne and roses, put diamonds on your finger. Still you hang out all night. What am I to do? My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time.
Party all the time.
It's hard.
It's hard. It's hard. Dance Party Friday. What is up, AM Nasties? Thank you very much for being here this morning, and hello to everybody watching on the Creeper Cam up top there. That was terrific.
Wide shot show?
Yeah, wide shot show. The whole show, wide shot. Why not? Behind the scenes. Dance Party Friday is off and running. If you need a conch this morning, hit us up. Nasty Chat. If you're watching over on YouTube, this ain't a 400 day. I don't even know what a 400 day is. Hammer that thumbs up over on YouTube right now if you are watching over there. Feel free to chime in the Nasty Chat as well. Paris Jewelers inbox already taking a pretty good pounding so far this morning as well.
Let some people know, too, what happened last night as Reaper in the Nasty Chat. I fell asleep in the second. I'm in Ontario. Jason Leduc put his son to bed at 3-0.
No.
Just went straight to bed afterwards.
Yeah.
It was one of those nights.
Well, Tam came downstairs well after the game. I was watching the boys on the post-game show, and she comes down, and I had gone downstairs right after we put the kids to bed. I had to work on some extra stuff last night. And she comes down after, and she goes, oh, how'd it go? Because it was 3-0 when I went downstairs. And I said, they won 4-3 in one of the most thrilling games of the year. And she's like, what? I wasn't even following along.
It can happen, right?
It's not my fault. You're an idiot.
Yeah, comeback kids, more like comeback kings.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that's what they are right now.
They are the comeback cardiac kings.
You want them to get behind almost in the game.
I should have live bet them at 3-0. Like, I thought to myself, should we live bet them at 3-0? I thought, second half of a back-to-back. They've been on a great run. They're down 3-0 to a Colorado team that's also been on a great run as of late. So I didn't sprinkle the 3-0 live bet, but I wish I would have, and I hope some of you did.
Big G still thanks you though for the parlay, the Leafs, the Kings, and the Jackets.
So it was a good lock shop. It was. Look, let's be honest. If you were listening to the lock shop, let's just say this: if you were listening to the lock shop yesterday, and let's say just because the math's easy, if you bet $100, $50 on the lock shop partner parlay and $50 on the EST parlay, you're up by about $800.
Happy Friday.
$900 probably. Maybe even $1,000. So it was, lock shop was, oh man, we were on fire yesterday. So that was good. And we'll have a great lock shop today because it'll be myself, P. Greggy, Jake. Huss is actually on the way to Arrowhead, so he won't join us today. But he gave us his picks yesterday. Well, full NFL picks from 11 to 12 today for the weekend. That should be a lot of fun as well. But yeah, back-to-back EST parlays this week. A conch for me. Yeah, let's do that. Eh?
Yeah.
Hey, a conch for the CFL schedule being released. We will get to the CFL schedule as we work our way through the show this morning.
Not a bad one from Edmonton's point of view.
Yeah.
Just at a quick glance.
Well,
I don't think.
it was funny because ultimate pessimist Matty Wanakis today,
Well, of
right
course.
away,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, I hate the first 3 weeks.
Of course, yeah.
They start on the road, then there's a bye, and if they win, you're going to lose the buzz heading into the home opener, which is in week 3. And I said,
then lose.
Actually, if they win, you have 2 weeks to build the buzz
Yeah.
heading into the home opener.
There's two ways looking at that, yeah.
That's the way to look at it, you know? All right, Dave the Welder texts in today, says, God, I love Dance Party Fridays. How many lines for the Moni Moni song other than the most popular, right? Hey, everybody, go to school and read a book. Hey, everybody, buy a car, not a truck. Hey, 6 o'clockers, check in, get conched. And those are all the lines. They could come up with even more lines for that.
Grab a pack
that
and
one
get,
spot there, right?
get crack or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Crack in.
Yeah. Tube Socks is wondering, did they ever end up saying where they found the CFL schedule? Never saw that. It might have been in a blender, according to the Elks. You
Sure,
see their video?
3 Down Nation will have an article on it sometime later today.
Well,
They did do a ranking of the schedules.
I watched it. Because I was thinking myself, I was like, man, I'd like to rank these. And then 3 Down did it. So I went and watched. And Edmonton had actually the number 3. Which I
So
found a
that's why I
little
wanna-
weird because I liked, this is not a Edmonton versus Calgary take, but I liked the Elks video more than poor VA sort of just being thrust into the Calgary video.
That was awkward. I didn't watch the entire thing.
It was weird.
I quit halfway through.
I don't know why that was number 2. So
Poor
yeah.
bastard.
All right, 780-218-9999. That is where you can get in. Everybody is very fired up today, obviously, after the Edmonton Oilers. My goodness, down 3-0 early. They just continue to chip away at it. They come back and Bouchard with his second goal in 22 games, hammers one home. And how about that old man Bouchard today? Hey, that's not very long. I'll come back to that right now. It's a
Timber
Friday.
Woodsman was asking for it in the Paris Jewel Zumbucks before you played it.
We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
Old man.
We can't bust heads like we used to, but we have our ways.
Bouchard was excellent tonight.
Oh, I tied an onion to my belt.
McDavid again. This time Bouchard, one-timer score. Edmonton its first lead of the night. Evan Bouchard puts the Oilers up 4-3.
Old man.
Which was the style at the time?
Makes my day.
Ah,
Yeah,
man.
you can pour that on anything. Hey,
You got to be in a good mood today, don't you? 780-218-9999. And let's start the show for you today. Obviously, the Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by our great partners out at South Fort Chevrolet. If you're looking for a new ride, look no further than South Fort Chevrolet. www.southfortchev.com. They've got that 2025 Silverado 1500 Custom Crew on now with payments as low as $150 bi-weekly for a brand new pickup truck. It's pretty impressive, actually. You can also get 2025 tracks for $148 bi-weekly. They've got a ton of those, and of course, that $148 bi-weekly comes on approved credit. And in January here, they are offering a 90-day payment deferral or up to $10K cash back to help pay off the holidays or whatever else got built up over 2024. And those are all available on approved credit basis as well. www.southfortchev.com. If you're looking for a family-free, pressure-free sales experience, go see Daniel and the Dream Team at South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. This is a great text. Right to the Paris Jewelers inbox this morning, where they have flexible payment options, as in do not pay for 1 year. 22 stores in 4 provinces, including West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, and St. Albert Center, and of course online at parisjewelers.com. These are strong texts from Late Night Lenny.
Late Night Lenny, up early.
Yeah, he doesn't have the handle here yet, but he's texting in as Late Night Lenny, so we probably should adjust that. Both of his texts are great. This last one was, the CFL schedule was blown in by the snow squall.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That was something, hey?
It's like a Mary Poppins windstorm. It's just like, woo, the CFL schedule is here. And then this one's really good as well. The Oilers to first place in the division.
You're gonna live with me now. Yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. Oh, I love you, John. Oh, I love you, John.
That's a good one.
More like a divorced family, though. The It lives with Vegas and Edmonton currently. They're
For a
even
little bit.
Yeah,
Vegas
yeah.
could take it back tonight. And
They get it on odd days, and the Oilers get it weekends and
Yeah.
the even days, I think.
And then tomorrow morning on Vegas sports radio stations, the Golden Knights, the first in the division.
You're gonna live with me now.
Same type of thing. I'm
You
sure
keep swatting that clip over the...
they're doing the same bits.
Yeah. Shoggy and St. Albert Avalanche goalies have too much wood and prematurely thought they won, didn't they?
The wood and the premature thing. I get it.
It's a...
Shaggy.
You get it?
Dr. Jason says, guys, how did old man Bouchard celebrate his game-winning goal? He telegraphed his best gal from the ice arena, then bought 4 newspapers for the trip home and clipped a few molasses coupons.
Mabel. It was a fantastic evening.
That's a good one. I do like the idea of how old man Bouchard celebrated his game-winning goal.
It's a great exercise. Yeah.
Telegraphed his best gal from the ice arena.
Well, sucking on a Werther's, eh?
with brown pants.
Yeah.
He's wearing brown pants that have a little bit of texture to them.
Yeah, didn't need the suspenders on, though. Not when you're sitting there
not after a big
telegraphing.
win.
He took them down.
They were hanging.
Yeah.
They were hanging off his button-up white shirt and his
With that
brown
old
pants.
snot rag hanging out of the back pocket.
That's a good one. The Bomba guy says Reed dunked the CFL schedule right out of the EST wall. Yeah, what happened yesterday?
Some Shaq-esque type of action there going.
Yeah, but
Clausen blocked them.
Yeah, but the hoop wasn't ruined because we played on it yesterday.
Yeah, it just kind of popped out.
It looked like it popped out. I guess we just jammed it back in there.
Credit to our court crew.
Yeah. You know, they got out there right away. They got out there right away. Corey B says, guys, go see the boys at South Fort Chev, buy a new vehicle, take that $10K cash back, and head to play more games and get an arcade machine. It's actually...
You can finance it all from the...
it's a really good... That's a
from
really
the lock
good,
shop, eh? Yeah.
Really good plan. Yeah, and could have got it with the lock
Check
shop.
your lock shop winnings. Head up to South Fort Chev.
Join me today on the lock shop where we'll win enough money for you to get a vehicle at South Fort Chevrolet. Because all the partners are tied together here. One of your text messages will win the A&W text of the day today. And for a limited time only at A&W, you can enjoy 2 bacon and eggers or sausage and eggers for only $6. Freshly cracked egg topped with a delicious layer of cheese and crispy smoked bacon, served in your choice of freshly toasted English muffin or seeded bun. Breakfast is served all day, so stop by A&W. Enjoy your choice of bacon or sausage for only $6. That's really nice. All right, Nasty Chat, hammer that thumbs up. We're almost changing 100 already. And you got to be fired up about this hockey team, man. Simply have to. Here's the show for you today. We will get into your morning announcements right away. We've got the morning after show coming up just after 6:30. We're going to crack a couple packs of artifacts from, look at that rhymes. We're going to crack a couple packs of artifacts. I don't know anything else, but we're going to do that around 6:45 for Wayne Sports Cards.
You should wrap it.
I'll be in at Wayne's today because we have Crack Pack Break Sunday. So we have our Crack Pack card break members over on Facebook. Be ready for that.
Nothing like a divisional round Sunday in a crack pack, eh? That's
on a Sunday
put your
night.
feet up.
It'd be everybody be chilling. We talk about the football game together. That'd be a real. I'm really looking forward to Sunday.
Yeah.
Chris Johnston's going to join us just after 7:00. He's on X or Twitter at Reporter Chris. We'll get his thoughts on the Edmonton Oilers. They're the best team in the National Hockey League, right?
Yeah.
They have. I mean, they've been the best team in the league for 2 months.
And did it take the Klingberg talk to finally unlock Evan Bouchard?
Klingberg talk motivated Evan Bouchard.
Just saying, he's feeling the wind behind him.
We did have somebody. Was it on this show yesterday? It must have been on this show yesterday. I was trying to think if it was on two guys, but no, it was on this show yesterday. Remember the guy who's like, was it Ace? Or who was it? JCD. JCD was like,
yeah.
Guys, what do you think about him as a replacement for Bouchard?
Yeah.
JCD. Whatever's in your pipe and you're smoking, we'll take a little bit of that. We'll take a little bit of that.
I'll have a hit.
That hurts coming up for James H. Brown around 7:20 today. I'm going to put together a little NFL teaser, and I want everybody to say, "Hey, Dusty, tease me," and then I'll tease you with some plays.
You got to bite your lip when you say it.
Tease me. Oh yeah, let's see if I can do it. Hey, Dusty, tease me. Right?
It's got me going.
Does that not get you aroused on a Friday morning? I think it's. Look, I love JCD in the chat being like, "No, it was me."
Yeah.
He's claiming awful takes. JCD, I love you, man. Don't ever change.
That's the best.
You're the best.
Stand by
Who
it.
had that all-time bad take yesterday?
Present.
JCD's like, "Hey, Dusty, it was me." He's all sexy like. The fan zone coming up around 7:30. Herm Edwards is going to join us as well. We'll set up all 4 games this weekend with the coach. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. That's a good. We'll go there around 8:30. And you know what that is today? CFL schedule release. We'll take a deeper dive into the Double E schedule there around 8:30.
And it's not as bad as Maddie suggests.
No, I don't think.
I took an inner pee. I kind of explored. I unzipped it and I kind of walked on in. I said, this isn't that bad.
Well, I looked at it. I think the longest they're away from home is 2 weeks. So like they don't go away for 3 weeks and they only have 1 game at home in 28 days. Like I don't think they have that on the schedule.
A lot of West teams at home to end the year, so you're kind of controlling your destiny there. Arguably, I mean,
final 4 games of the year are against the Lions, Stamps, Bombers, and Riders.
Labor Day, Calgary, they're there. And then one other Western road game is in BC. So the rest, you kind of you can do a lot from Commonwealth.
Changing 100.
Whoa!
Wow.
Came out of nowhere.
Wow.
Can we change 200 by 6:30? Has that ever been done? Probably not, but that's going to be tough. 780.
You keep biting your lip like that, I tell you.
Like we get 1,000 likes today. I will bite so hard a tooth comes through my lip.
Oh, okay. Sexy.
But I won't have a herring.
But.
That's a good for the Italian Center just after 8:30. They're having a huge party at Italian Center today just to celebrate the CFL schedule release.
Yeah, as they should, yeah.
Panino's for everybody.
Go get a pie.
We're modifying beer of the week to booze of the week this week. And Adam from Strathcona Spirits is going to pop by. And we need coffee ready.
Yeah, well, so around 8 o'clock, I'm going to put
coffee.
I'll put the pot on there. That's going to be great. And it's good for the weekend as the temperatures drop a bit. The squall business going on. That'll be a delicious liquor of the week. Liqueur.
Marmot Basin, snow report on the way as well. That should be fun. Some freshie up at Marmot. And then, of course, the wrap for William Huff. Let's get into your morning announcements today for 100.3 The Bear. Edmonton's best rock, Yukon and McCord every morning. The wonderful Jess Jackson on your way home.
Jess taking the red eye last night. She's in Florida for a week.
What?
Yeah.
With her family? Or
the whole in-law, the family.
This sounds like a Disney
in-laws
World
family.
thing.
Yeah,
Is this a Disney World thing?
A bit of that type of stuff. But,
wow.
So
that's cool.
She's
the red eye, though.
The red eye.
Oh, man. Classic red eye.
Yeah. I think 10:30 last night.
All right, I want to bring in Trev quickly on this one for the morning announcements today. Simply because first I want your thoughts on the game, Trev. But then Trev changed his routine before the show today.
He's a new man.
Got up. Trev, take people through your routine. Is this have
Both
anything
hands.
to do with the whole napkin thing from yesterday?
Oh, no, it has nothing to do with it.
I was just wondering. Maybe you're trying to get a fresh start on life or something.
Yeah, no. I for the first time since I've been working here, so what, a year and a bit?
A year and a half.
Yeah, year and a half. Holy crap. This is the first morning that I have ever woken up an hour early to get my day started. And I don't know why I haven't done this a year and a half ago. I feel so good. I'm way more energized today. I was able to have a shower. I did my hair. I had breakfast. I watched a little bit of YouTube.
What?
I had so much. I had so much time to just do whatever I wanted this morning. And then I wasn't rushed in getting here. I didn't know that there's a wicked snowstorm last night, so that kind of put me.
You didn't know that there was a wicked snowstorm?
No. I saw some videos. I was like, oh, that looks pretty gnarly. But yeah, my car was just covered in a wicked snowdrift.
Yeah, of course.
So that set me back a little bit, but I was just cruising my way in, and I was just listening to tunes. I never, and I was like singing. I was having a grand old time on my way into work today. And I usually I wake up and it's fine, but I'm rushed, right? And then when I get in, I'm like, oh, but I was wide awake, so I feel really good right now. I'm gonna do this forever.
This
now.
is your new thing.
I don't know why I wouldn't. I feel great right now. So
did you go to bed a little bit earlier last night to prepare for this, or?
No, I didn't. Wow. And I think that's this was totally unplanned as well. I was tossing and turning for whatever reason, and then I looked. I'm like, it's 4:00. I'm wide awake. I'm just going to take advantage of this.
You just didn't have a good sleep, and then you're...
So that's kind of what ended up leading to this, I guess. So, but yeah, and as far as last night's game goes, oh boy. I'm so happy right now. That was just great.
You are living
Literally-
your best life right now.
Yeah, I am. Like that was awesome. And you asked yesterday, like, is this year's Oilers team better than? But like,
I did, yes.
if the Oilers were playing the Avalanche last year, they started off the game like how they did. I don't think that they would have been able to play and catch up and come back and win that one. I really don't. So it's a new team this year, and you're starting to see it. Like they just dominate like periods. Like that was the second period there. That was all Oilers, and it was so fun to watch as a fan, which I am. I was just like, okay, here comes Connor and Leon. They go out there, and then it was another solid shift, and it was just like shift after shift, just being in the Avalanche's end, and just the motion. Like everyone's just reading off of each other extremely well. So it was super satisfying to watch, and this is kind of like what happened with the Penguins game. The only difference is the Oilers weren't able to catch up and win that one, but that was the most exciting loss I've ever seen. So yeah, I mean, last night's game, it's Nathan McKinnon, and I said it all year last year, like that was the dragon that they had to slay. Like in my opinion, McKinnon always had McDavid's number, and he always outperformed, and if it wasn't him, it was Cale Makar, but they both had their glimpses, but at the end of the day, like they test the waters, they weathered the storm, probably wasn't the best period like what they wanted, but we're starting to see that they kind of just ease into the game, and then as soon as the second period starts, they get shot out of
Go
the cannon.
time, yeah.
And that's exactly what we saw, and it was just all Oilers from there on out for the most part. So it was sick. I loved it, and I'm buzzing right now, boys. Let's go.
People are asking for a conch for YouTube Trev with his new routine in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I'm a little jealous of you. I'd like to try it.
Oh, that's
like I'm
great.
usually up, and 25 minutes later I'm out of the house.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works. Like I couldn't imagine like getting up, man, maybe even have a shower.
Oh,
have a little breakfast, play a game of college football,
Yeah.
and then like grab my work bag and head on in.
Yeah, and then you're done. And it's just it feels way different.
I'm gonna make it my goal to try that one day next week.
Yeah,
Might
you
I
should.
suggest
You
though,
should.
these late puck drops, you watch the game in the morning.
In the morning.
I've done that a couple of times.
So you go to bed early.
well,
and then-
8:30 puck drops from the HP Pavilion. I ain't staying up till
Yeah.
wake up a little early. Fast forward through the commercials. You got the game. That's your breakfast. But a shower and not a bath, though. I thought with the time
Shower in
that
the
you
morning.
afforded yourself.
Can you imagine
shower in the morning.
a 4:30 a.m. bath?
you slide in. And
When I was a student in school, middle school and high school, that was the thing. I'd have a bath before school every morning.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
well, you're a bath guy. I thought for sure
Yeah, I
that would
would.
be the.
I'd never shower. I'd have a
Did you
bath.
say in middle school and junior high school?
Yeah.
You would have a bath in like grade 8 before school.
Yeah.
God, I love you.
It
man.
stuck.
You are the absolute
My mom
best.
wasn't the best.
You're my favorite
But like
person
seriously,
ever.
I got in trouble because like I brought up the water bill a lot.
Yeah.
Because and I'd come home and I'd have a bath. Like I'd get talkings too.
Yeah, for
So-
too much water. But you'd have a
much
bath before school.
Yes. And then
Oh
I'd
my
sometimes
God.
I'd fall asleep. It wasn't good.
You in the bath.
Yes.
Before school.
Because it was so
It's very
relaxing.
comfortable. Yeah.
I just like,
oh my
crap.
God. Dude.
Let's go.
You are a national treasure.
Let's go. Thank you. You too. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
National Whitecourt says, I'm so happy this show finally has an Oilers fan on it. Trev is the best with his innocent, childlike love of the team. Oh, yeah, he's fired up. That's, I'm writing down what I learned on the show today. Trev had pre-junior high school baths. You have to be the only person that ever did that. It's like Reed Wilkins yesterday. He's playing that damn track and field game, and he's hammering away, and he's trying, and he turns around after he goes, Dustin, I think I might be the best player at this game in the world. And I said, come on, man. He goes, but think about it. He goes, how many people do you think are still playing the track and field game from the 80s in an arcade? I was like, actually, I guarantee nobody plays that game more than him right now. He goes, at minimum, I have to be top 100. But he thinks he might be the top track and field video game player in the world, which I'll have his back. I'll support him.
This has got to be a meet or something, hey?
I mean, yeah, there must be like some sort of event we can send him to.
In Japan?
To compete in. Yeah, I'd like to see that. All right. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. If you don't love this show already, I don't know how we convince you to hammer the thumbs up any more than Trev. The last 5 minutes with Trev have just been Amazing.
It's amazing.
Amazing. All right, we got the morning after show coming up as the Oilers spot the Avs a 3. Now, oh, look at that little subscribe thing. That's nice. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. If you're watching right now, we're making the push to 12K. Just got past 11.1. Up next is 11.2, and then we work our way up to 12K, which Maddie will allow us to celebrate, I think. So yeah, sub to the channel if you haven't already. All right, morning after show's on the way. We're gonna crack some packs for Wayne's. I gotta go somewhere fun for the song coming back here. Hey, a little dance party Friday stuff. What do we mix in? If you have any requests for where you'd want us to go, 780-218-9999. One-Eyed Pete is in. Says, Trev, I had preschool baths too. Weird, right? I also fell asleep. Ha-ha, he says.
Yeah, not alone. Let's go.
You're not alone.
Rebella 2.0. Trevor would take preschool baths. I have a really good guess as to where the bodies are buried.
All right, let's get to a sports update here for Nisku Glass. How about them? They reveal the tampering window to us, and the schedule gets released less than a week later. Shout out to you, Nisku Glass. And if you smashed your coffee table out of frustration when McKinnon walked around Bouchard like he wasn't even there and put them up 3-0, Nisku Glass can fix that for you. Rick's got more on that after the update.
Four unanswered goals by the Oilers, defeating the Avalanche 4-3. Evan Bouchard with the eventual game winner. Stuart Skinner, 22 saves. And Connor McDavid with a goal and an assist. Oilers have won 4 in a row and will visit the Canucks tomorrow night. Elsewhere last night, Vancouver losing to the Kings 5-1. Canucks have dropped 6 of their last 7. The Jets edging out the Kraken 2-1. Habs over Dallas 3-1. Montreal at points in 6 straight. Blues top the Flames 4-1. St. Louis 7-3, and it's past 10. And the Rangers skating to a 5-3 victory over Utah. Pair of games tonight. Golden Knights will visit the Hurricanes, and the Sabres host the Penguins. The Edmonton Oil Kings visit the Regina Pats tonight at 7. The road trip wraps up tomorrow night in Moose Jaw. Over to the NBA, where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 40 points as the Thunder roll past the Cavaliers 134-114. Raptors visit the Bucks tonight in one of 9 games around the NBA. Leila Fernandez bounced from the Australian Open by Coco Gauff overnight 6-4, 6-2 in third-round action. Over to the U of A basketball. They host UBC Okanagan tonight and tomorrow. Pandas tip off at 6. Golden Bears at 8 from the Saville Center. Golden Bears hockey will host Regina tonight, 7 o'clock from the Drake. Pandas visiting Regina. Puck drop at 6. And the 52nd Golden Bears Open starts later this afternoon. Track and field event from the Butterdome. It'll run throughout the weekend. Sports update brought to you by Nisku Glass. We want to thank EST and all the listeners and viewers, and what better way than to give them a deal. Mention Edmonton Sports Talk or present your Nasty Club membership for a 10% discount on windshields, glass, or any of your window and door orders. Call us today to get that ugly broken windshield replaced or to start planning your winter and spring renovation projects now.
A certain man with chops upon his face.
He is big and strong and finally found his place.
Most players look at him with terror and with fear.
But to Oiler fans, their eyes he brings a tear. He can skate about 100 miles per hour, full of anger and fire. But he's also got the hands and power that a fan base desires. Cassian shot the puck and it went in. He scored a goal, so we'll play the song. Cassian, he's missing teeth when he grins. He'll beat you up if you do him wrong.
Makes my day. He was a drafted man in the first round long ago.
He went to Vancouver from Buffalo.
He landed with the Habs, but never played a game.
His career got on track when to Edmonton he came. The Oilers got him in a trade for Scrivens. Now he's a leader of the pack. When it comes to cast your ups are given, show your rack for Zach. Cassian shot the puck and it went in. He scored a goal, so we'll play the song. Cassian, he's missing teeth when he grins. He'll beat you up if you do him wrong.
6:36 with the AM Nasty. Thank you very much for being here today. Kicking off another day of full sports talk coverage here in Edmonton from 6 in the morning until 6 in the evening. Nielson Show brought to you by Southport Chevrolet. Visit their website, www.southportchev.com. Drive a little, save a lot. Lots of messages rolling in. Nasty Chat's hopping. Paris Jewelers inbox taking a good old-fashioned pounding today. Kevin says, guys, I always bathed before school because I was a bedwetter until I was 12. So he'd have to have a bath before school to clean off all the piss.
A reason, yeah.
Yeah.
For the
yeah.
Andrew says, sure, the water bill would go up, but at least we know they saved a killing on napkins in that household.
That's true.
It balances out.
It evened out.
Yeah.
It evened out. Kevin also says, the bedwetter. Kevin the bedwetter says, hell, I still bathe before work if I can't sleep. I'm 36. That's good. And then I love this other Kevin. Kevin Tidball's in. Maybe it's the same guy. He just changed his name from Kevin to Tidball. Anyway, he also says, I subscribed. I say, Kevin, you're the exact type of guy we want rolling with us.
He subbed.
Yeah,
He
subbed.
did it.
Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the sub, folks.
Maybe subbing from a bath.
Let's just keep hammering that,
imagine that?
subs, eh? And hammer the likes, too. We are 49 away from changing 200 here, so we're going to smash through that this morning. We're going to get to the morning after show right away. What is the event you said going on at the Butterdome? The
Track and field meet. It's the 52nd Golden Bears Open.
Do you know if Reed Wilkins is doing an autograph signing at the track and field event because of his prowess on the video game here on the machine?
This would be something that I think we just unplug the thing, throw it in the back of your truck, take
Get
it down
Reed down there.
and you can watch him,
There's all these track and field athletes.
Yeah.
There's Reed Wilkins in the corner.
And he's got
on
short
that game
shorts.
just going like this. Because he just,
Yeah.
he goes like, yeah, boys, he's got 4 fingers going on
Yeah.
this thing. It's insane.
But he's got track shoes on, the shorts, like he gets in the gear to play the game.
Yeah.
And just throngs of people around to get a velvet rope.
He's in like the tank, to like
Very
the running
short
tank, the
shorts.
short
Yeah,
shorts.
very short.
And a headband pushing his hair up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
man, I got time
Just
for that.
sweating.
He's got a great relationship with the U of A.
I'm sure we can make it
I
happen.
think if we could put in a couple quick calls and
Find an outlet somewhere,
Reed
plug that
Wilkins
puppy in.
down there.
I don't even think we ask.
Just do it. Look,
Who says no?
Like if you're going out into this event and we're rolling in with an arcade game on a wheel thing, nobody's going to question us. They're going to assume we've been invited in and it's part of the thing.
Yeah. Put a couple of pair of overalls on and you look official.
That would be so funny. All right, let's get into your morning after show.
Handing him little cups of water.
God, he does. I can't believe how fast he pushes those buttons.
That's why he's a champ.
He told me when he was a child, he would go to the arcade in Evansburg and he'd see the older kids doing that system. So he goes, that's what I took it over.
It's the one that stuck with him the most.
Yeah.
Like it was the first thing. As soon as we got this, he looked it up.
He
He was like,
searched
"This is
for
what
it.
I spent the most time on growing up."
He's good at it.
He holds every record here except.
Didn't Jay take one from him?
Jay
Yeah.
took the
Ooh.
100 meter, which I was very
Yeah,
impressed.
100 meter.
Reed will
That's
get
the
that
big one.
back. Reed will get that
I
back.
think I'm confident.
They're
in that too.
tracking their best times on
Yeah.
the whiteboard in the
I don't have a
bullpen over
record.
there. All right, let's get to your morning after show.
There's something happening here. The Oilers look a lot better this year. Another win, put 2 points on the board. Telling me your faith is restored. I think it's time you stop, listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show. This year's team's looking strong. Connor and Leon, they can't do no wrong. 6 o'clockers are losing their minds. Getting so many messages on the text line. Think it's time you stop. Listen, here we go. Wake up with the morning after show.
All right, it is the morning after show here and only here on the Nielson Show on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Edmonton Oilers 4-3 winners in the second half of a back-to-back after winning the night before. They fall behind 3-0 and storm back in this hockey game. Colorado got it going. Logan O'Connor, 5-17 in, his 6th of the year. Found a puck in the corner, won a battle. Nuge got slightly hooked to open him up, and then he walks right through the crease, far side, tucks it past Stuart Skinner. As O'Connor's 6th of the year, Skinner would get his revenge on O'Connor when the game was tied at 3 with 2 breakaway saves. Oh, 2 saves on the same breakaway.
Oh, Connor.
Yeah. Nathan McKinnon, that was the one that I thought Skinner should have had. The other 2, I'm like, that was the bad one. I mean, the first McKinnon goal that made it 2-0. There was a bit of a screen there, but let's be honest, that one has to be stopped. I'm very interested to hear what Gager has to say on EST Afternoons today. Yeah. I'm sure they'll be doing their highlights and lowlights, and that would be one of the lowlights from last night.
A few moans and groans around the Westgate BPs when that one went in. That was, and then McKinnon was buzzing.
Yeah, and he scored again right away.
They get the third, and then you're like, "Ooh, boy, this is."
They get the third one, and the third one, he's flying, gets it up, tries to put it through Bouchard's feet. Bouchard got a skate on it the first time. But then McKinnon grabs it and walks around him and slips it 5-hole. And all of a sudden, you're like, oh, man, 3-0. Colorado's on top. And we know the Oilers have had the ability to come back in hockey games. Hell, we've seen it multiple times in the last week. But down 3-0 against Colorado in the second half of back-to-back. I don't even know if anybody would have blamed them for not cranking it up a notch. You know, for just being like, you know what, let's just get through it. Yeah.
Elevation.
There's a lot of things there.
Yeah. Quinn in the building.
But instead, Victor Arvidsson gets one late in the first to make it 3-1. Kulak and McDavid in the second, 3-3, and then Bouchard with the eventual game winner with just under 7 minutes left. 4-3, the final. We always start the morning after show with the EST big moment that happened. I think it's a fascinating discussion today because I think there's a bunch of options on this. But Lieutenant Eric, and play along at home, 780-218-9999. Tune in, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. If you're over in the Nasty Chat, let us know your thoughts on it. What was the EST big moment in this hockey?
No, I agree. I think you can always pick a variety of moments, and that's what I will do here as well. I think the Arvidsson goal to make it 3-1 prior to then. We saw it the other night in Minnesota too. This time the Oilers evening things up prior to the end of the first frame. But I think Arvidsson getting at least one on the board. I mean, then it's a 2-goal lead. What's the most dangerous lead in hockey? A 2-goal lead, right? So I think you're going into that locker room down 3 cob, as they say. It's a little more psychologically, down than the 3-1. And look, it's less than a minute to go. That changes Colorado's kind of mood as well, and it gives the Oilers a little. It again wakens them up. They are slow starters. That's just what they are now. That's embedded in the DNA. So whatever, you shouldn't be surprised anymore. But getting that goal as you do, I think, kind of propels them. I think Kulak made mention post game as well of how important that was just psychologically to know that, hey, you're in the game. Hey, we can do this. We've been here. We've done that. And then he goes out and gets the second. But I think the final minute as well. And when the Avalanche were just absolutely buzzing, McKinnon had a couple of good looks.
And the final minute of regulation,
and Skinner again kind of, and as I said, that second goal, a few moans and groans, then it's 3-0. You're like, oh boy! And
somebody sent in a text at 2:18 this morning.
Oh, it was
a full-blown meltdown from an airplane. It was just like,
which included a bet involving Ruth's Steakhouse.
Yeah. Taking Tommy and someone named Darcy to Ruth's Chris. Like he was just on a Skinner meltdown, and I think he got on the plane like when it was 3-0 and didn't realize they came back and won 4-3 with Skinner making some huge saves along.
But I'll say the Arvidsson goal and then Skinner late with that minute left because, again, early on with that 3-0 score and Blackwood made a couple of stops, you're just kind of like thinking, oh boy, here, like Hernan showed up last night too, and he was just dreading the Nasty Chat based on how that was kind of setting up there. But the Arvidsson goal to make it 3-1, plus Skinner redeeming himself late in the game when Colorado were absolutely just buzzing it looking for the tie. So
the GCL Diesel postgame show was awesome last night because I guess when it was 3-0 at Boston Pizza, Hernan said, next goal wins the game. And then they came back and I was just like, so they were loving that last night.
And a lot of people had to delete their original drafts of whatever they were going to send in, right? I mean, it was a totally.
Yeah, well,
again, some people are just finding this out this morning that they.
It's funny. I tweeted out after the first period. I said, so thoughts on the first. and it's just a full-blown meltdown. This team can't win this. They'll never win this with Skinner. Like, and then if you go back and look at the replies after the first period, it would actually be very amusing right now. I think it would be pretty funny. You hit a bunch of the things. One area that I was going to say could have been the EST big moment, but I still think they would have come back anyway. But the breakaway, and Skinner makes the first save, and then O'Connor gets the rebound and tries to tuck it past him on that far post, and he gets his leg down there as well. That was huge. It was 3-3. It would have put the Avs up 4-3, and maybe that is a big moment.
Anything post the 3-0.
Yeah.
Skinner found like it.
I mean, he stopped. Yeah, he let in 3 of the first shots, then stopped the next 20.
Yeah.
Including, there was a one-timer with the net empty when they actually got it across, one-timer far side.
Yes.
In the final, he came across and stopped that one too. That was a really good save.
With his lateral movement, right?
Yeah. Which isn't as good as some of the elites, but he got across and
he
made
did
the
it.
save.
He made it, yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was huge. On the breakaway, Connor gets in, first save and the rebound too. That was an excellent save, stretching his leg back to get that one done. Now, even if they score there though, and the Avs go up 4-3, I still think the Oil got the juice to go get that one back. So I think I like your big moment that happened, the Arvidsson goal, to give them some life going into the first intermission.
That's all you need. You had a pulse, right?
And it was kind of lucky, right? It kind of got the stick hit and it sort of slipped through, but they'll take it. I mean, shots on net are a good thing. Good thing. All right. Super stat of the night. What are we going with?
The Bouchard goal.
First, what's it? It's his second in 22 games.
I mean, we tongue-in-cheek talk about the Klingberg stuff and everything, but yeah, I mean, a goal and an assist last night, leading the blue line in ice time. Yeah, and what turned out to be the winner. So we got the song today, the Boosh bomb.
5 shots on goal.
Hell of a shot, 5 shots on goal. So yeah, I'm going to go with, you can go with the stat line if you want, but most importantly, the goal that eventually seals the 2 points.
I did tweet out what I found to be an amusing roller coaster gif last night. Because his night was a bit of a roller coaster. Like the McKinnon play, I know Strummy tried to defend him a bit today on the McKinnon play.
He showed his work.
But, I mean, one or the other, right? Like McKinnon it was boom in the back of the net. So it was a bit of a roller coaster.
We have our little company chat going on here.
In the end, it worked out pretty good.
Hernan, 11 mil.
Oh, is that all he said last night? That was after the McKinnon goal.
Gage said, I knew Bush would do it. Hernan, 11 mil.
Yeah.
And Gage said, yeah, with Forrest Gump there.
Yes. If you have not yet checked out EST Afternoons with Hernan Gager, great show. We think you'll really like it from an Oilers fan's perspective. So yeah, Bouchard finished the night. Goal, assist, +2, 25-24, 5 shots on goal. Not a bad super stat there. The 4th star of the hockey game as we dive into your 3 stars from last night's tilt. Bouchard was the 1st star, McKinnon the 2nd star, McDavid the 3rd star. Who's your 4th star of the hockey game?
I talked about big dogs in this game heading into it yesterday on the Orange and Blue Breakfast. I'll go with Leon Draisaitl. He led the forward group in ice time, also chipped in with a pair of assists, 3 shots, and his little goal slump, I guess, continues, but a pair of assists you'll take any night, and leading the way on. Absolutely drilled Drouin into the boards too, which saw him leave the game. I don't know if he returned after that either, but in the small of his back.
Yeah, that is a tough spot, eh?
That's
you know what they should keep on the bench for the Avs? A ball that you can roll on your back. That's what Tammy and I have because we're in our 40s now.
Some of those
wake up.
Icy hot back patch from Shaq,
Hey, nice Shaq impression.
Hey, icy hot back patch.
Yeah, icy hot backpack. You got it. That didn't work. That didn't work. 38th star of the game last night. Rantanen didn't have a shot on goal. Played with some grease last night too, Rantanen. Hey, a greasy boy. But Casey Middlestat had zeros across the board. Remember Casey Middlestat? Like when they brought him in, you could play Rantanen and McKinnon together. Casey Middlestat was going to be your second line center. Played 15 minutes last night. No shots, no hits, no points, no takeaways, no giveaways. Absolutely nothing. That's what they got from Casey Middlestat last night. So,
what is he good for?
That's what I was doing. Hey, yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Sing it again. You could tell what I was doing because I'm so good at it.
Oh, yeah,
it was very.
You've karaoke
sounded
this
just
puppy,
like
haven't
him.
you?
Sounded just like,
yeah.
a quick karaoke story from Christmas. My parents love karaoke.
Do they have a machine at home?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
Oh, yeah. So, like, the first night we get there.
Home karaoke is different from bar karaoke.
It is.
Right? Like,
And-
that's a
and
different game.
How many people were in the house? There was 10 of us in the house. So the karaoke machine, I think we brought it out 3 of the nights we were there. And my mom and dad love karaoke. Like, we got home, they're like, we got the karaoke machine. I said, oh, awesome. Like, I'm not a big karaoke guy, and neither is Tammy. But my sisters are and my nieces are, so they were all fired up. My mom and dad were like, yeah, last night we turned it on and we did it till the battery ran out. 4 hours. I said, you guys, just the 2 of you karaoke for 4 hours? They're like, yeah, it was awesome. So we do the karaoke. So everybody's karaokeing. And I didn't think Marshall would do it, but they're like, Marshall, would you like to sing a song?
Oh, boy.
And I was just like, oh my God, I love this kid. He goes, I will. And they're like, what song do you want? He goes, well, from my Christmas concert, Noel.
Okay.
So he's sitting there, like they were coming off of singing like all these great, and then Marshall gets up and he goes, Noel. I'm looking at him, oh my God, I love you. It's just so damn cute. And then the only other one he did, and the only one I did the whole time we were there, Marshall and I, because he was like, I want to do another one, but I'm nervous. I said, fine, I'll do it.
Did you do a duet?
We did a duet.
Wow.
We did a duet. It wasn't a duet,
Islands
but
in
we
the
both
Stream?
sang. No. It wasn't a duet, but we both did it. It was, what can I say except you're welcome from Moana. Because I like that song too. Marshall said the other night driving home from basketball, he goes, Daddy, you know what? The Rock is a good singer. I said, sure, yeah, that's fine. If you think The Rock's a good singer, you can think
That's
The
what
Rock's
he
a good
knows
singer.
him as.
But yeah, Marshall's go-to karaoke song is Noel.
Hope that carries on into his
also do.
young adult years.
He's at a bar when he's
we
22.
get Marshall Nielsen up to the doing Noel.
Noel.
I'm gonna slow it down with a little Noel right now.
Yeah.
Coming off Billie Jean, and you got
That's a funny bit.
This is Noel. I love that.
The bars is full of everybody's hammered, and I mean, you know what? People might think it's a really, really funny thing. They're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this guy's hilarious. But Marshall's just like, it's the only song I can sing. Oh, that was too good. All right, the Edmonton Oilers 4-3 come from behind victory. Look, you have to watch that game last night and remember that game. Like, remember last night's game when they fall behind 2-0 in the third game of the second round of the playoffs, and you're in full-blown panic mode.
Might have to edit the Bob Cole clip. Remember that game.
Remember
Right?
that
Like, you
game?
have to-
Yeah, good one, actually. We could try to do that. But remember this game last night. That's a very good... That Colorado had been almost as hot as the Oilers have been lately. They had a 3-0 lead, and they let it slip away because the Oilers just kept coming. So I don't know if you should doubt this team at any point the rest of the way in their ability to come back, because they've been outstanding at it. Absolutely outstanding.
You want a lead? Take a lead. Here.
They're giving out leads for everyone. You get a lead, and you get a lead, and you get a lead.
Don't even show up for the first period. Who cares?
All right, let's crack some packs for Wayne Sports Cards. Why not?
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns today. Looking for the young guns today. Looking for the young guys today.
I got me a card, it's a heck of a pull, and we're tweeting it out to the crack pack. I got me a canvas, it's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
The crack pack is a little old game where we can crack together. Crack pack, baby.
A crack pack, baby.
Crack pack, baby, crack pack. Crack pack, baby, crack pack. Crack
6:55 with the crack pack from Wayne Sports Cards, just north of West Edmonton Mall in that Westgate Center. That's where Tommy was last night. The Boston Pizza there, the Italian Center's there. It's a real nice AM nasty corner just north of the mall. And Wayne Sports Cards drives a lot of traffic in there. Guaranteed. Atif, by the way, texts in this morning. Says, good morning, gentlemen, from London, Ontario. Can I get a conch for my sledge hockey team, the Edmonton Storm? We were playing in a tournament this weekend, and it was awesome taking a picture with the Grey Cup yesterday at the airport.
Yeah.
I guess I found the CFL schedule inside the Grey Cup. Hey, best of luck to you and your sledge hockey team, Atif. Good luck, buddy. Go get a title. Yeah, I like that.
And the London airport.
Yeah.
Of course Atif's going to bump into the Grey
So
Cup.
Atif texts me. I think he texts us separately because I didn't see you on it, but he texts us a picture of him with the Grey Cup at the London airport. And I saw it. He sent the text, and I replied. I said, "What is that?" And then he goes, "It's the Grey Cup." I saw it. I was like, "Yeah, I know it's the Grey Cup." Dusty, you don't know.
He also sent about 5 videos of him in the airplane yesterday with good morning, nasties.
All right, we are cracking a couple of packs of 24-25 hockey artifacts from Upper Deck. You can get these at Wayne Sports Cards as well. Look for autographed and game-worn jersey cards. So
I feel like we should have the gloves on for cracking these. Hey, these are some big packs.
There could be a banger in here.
Oh, I see an Adam Fox.
I don't think I had a jersey card. Colton Parayko, you see the Parayko goal last night? He just straight up fired a slapper point blank through Dustin Wolf. Like there was no traffic. He just let one fire. Matty Barzal, 31 out of 699. That would be my head. What's this one?
Joseph Wall.
Joseph Wall. Oh, of all days, Mr. No Shots himself, Mikko Rantanen. And Mikael Granlund. Parayko, Barzal, Rantanen, and Granlund.
Adam Fox, Joseph Wall, Owen Tippett, and Dylan Strome.
Dylan Strome.
Yeah.
Hey, how about Washington last night? 1-0 win. Alexander Ovechkin, the overtime winner, 21 goals away from setting a new all-time goal-scoring record. And you know what was funny? Yesterday was the 19th anniversary of the back goal, which I have signed and framed in my house.
Best goal ever.
I think that is the most impressive goal in NHL history.
Yeah.
Like he's down, he's on his back. He somehow turns his stick enough to get, and I mean, some luck obviously there, but insane.
Yeah, like it's just the coincidence, him doing it in front of the best goal scorer of all time.
Wayne was on the bench for,
and then the up-and-comer Austin Matthews, front row seat, was actually in that
Was
game.
Matthews at that game watching?
He talks about it. So it's weird how that works. But I remember being in grade 2 when that goal was scored, and it was the talk of the classroom the whole next day. We were just like, that's just insane. And it's crazy. I just, wow. I'm always in awe when I watch that one.
Oh, I saw this morning, I think I saw it, the play-by-play crew, after he scored that one, they like cut to a shot of Wayne, and they're like, only 840 more goals to catch the great one. And now, like, here we are. He's closing in on it.
Even Wayne's face on the replay, he's got the one eyebrow lifted.
Yeah.
He's like, how did that get in?
Yeah,
It's
it's
crazy.
just a ridiculous goal from a guy who is going to be viewed as the greatest goal scorer in the history of the game. All right, 780-218-9999. Guys, with the Canucks fully on, you know what? Make a note. We should talk about the Canucks with Chris Johnston. Yeah.
Damn it.
No, I won't. You'll leave it for you.
Okay.
Because
did you see JT Miller sitting in the
this is
corner
the
yell
thing.
last night? Ooh.
Like JT Miller, straight up Patrick Waugh this thing. Like,
yeah.
with the Canucks fully on tilt, if the Oilers can beat them soundly tomorrow, the chaos that will result in that market will be beautiful to watch.
It might be the straw that,
You're all sick.
kind of.
Hey, you are all sick. All right, Chris Johnston is on the way for Pro-Am Sports. This was a fun 6 o'clock hour, a conch for everyone. I will say this, though. Oh, we did change 200.
we did it.
We
Yeah,
just got
over
there.
the mark.
We just got there.
Changing 200.
Reed clearing a high jump bar.
This is a 600 like pace here. Let's not mess around here. Let's keep hammering the thumbs up over on YouTube. And if you've not yet subscribed to our channel, we would very much appreciate the sub as well. So fire that our way. Second hour of the show is going to be a lot of fun. Absolutely jam-packed. Chris Johnston's going to pop by for Pro-Am Sports. That Hurts is on the way. Dusty, tease me. Coming up, the Fan Zone for fans first. I think we'll talk Oilers.
I'm surprised you don't have more kids doing that.
you
Doing
think
that
so?
old move.
It's a pretty sexy look.
I tell you.
Like sometimes when Tammy's like, she's a little tired. I'm like, don't
All
worry.
you gotta do is bite
I'll work
that
my
lip.
magic and I'll say, hey, Tam, why don't you come upstairs and tease me? We'll see what happens there. Herm Edwards, the coach, is going to join us as well. We'll set up all 4 games in the NFL this weekend. Should be a couple of doozies. Very much looking forward to that. Let's get to an update right now with Lieutenant Eric Chris Johnston on the other side. Noel. And it was like an extended version.
Oh,
he sang it for like 5.5 minutes. I was very impressed.
All 8 verses. Oilers with 4 unanswered goals, defeating the Avalanche 4-3 down in Denver. Evan Bouchard scoring the eventual winner. Stuart Skinner, 22 saves, and Connor McDavid with a goal and an assist. The Oilers have won 4 straight. They'll look to make it 5 in a row tomorrow night in Vancouver. Canucks last night falling 5-1 to the Kings. Vancouver have now lost 6 of 7. Winnipeg edging out Seattle 2-1. Habs, they continue to roll. They get past Dallas 3-1. Montreal at points in 6 straight. Blues 7-3 in their past 10. They defeat the Flames 4-1 and the Rangers 5-3 over Utah. Tonight, a pair of games. Vegas visit Carolina, while Buffalo are at home to Pittsburgh. The Edmonton Oil Kings continue their road trip tonight with a stop in Regina to battle the Pats. Puck drop 7 o'clock. That road trip will wrap up tomorrow night in Moose Jaw. Over to the NBA. Battle of conference leaders last night saw the Thunder roll past the Cavs 134-114. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the way with 40 points for OKC. Raptors back in action tonight when they visit Milwaukee in one of 9 games around the NBA. Leylah Fernandez bounced from the Australian Open by Coco Gauff overnight, 6-4, 6-2. In third-round action. And over to the U of A basketball. The squads will host UBC Okanagan tonight and tomorrow. Pandas, they tip off at 6, while the Golden Bears hit the court at 8 from the Saville Center. Golden Bears hockey host Regina tonight, 7 o'clock from the Drake. The Pandas are in Regina. Puck drop at 6. While over to track and field, the 52nd Golden Bears Open starts later this afternoon from the Butterdome, and it'll run throughout the weekend. Coming up next, Chris Johnston from Sportsnet and The Athletic on the Oilers' come-from-behind win and more from around the NHL. Starting off hour 2 of the Nielson Show here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
On the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here this morning. Hopefully you're having a wonderful start to your Friday. We are, because you are here with us. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, let it be known to you and others that the Edmonton Oilers are an absolute wagon right now. A wagon. Does not matter how far they fall behind. They just seem to find a way to come back most of the time.
Didn't we say we're going to find a different, a more something other than wagon? We had a workshop one day. I don't know if we ever got to
they are a train pushing a DeLorean up to 88 miles per hour and Back to the Future 3 right now.
With the snow plowing engine and ahead of it, right? Like that type of thing. It's just a...
there's got to be some good comparisons in there, I would think.
An 1800s locomotive.
They are an 1800s locomotive. Nielsen Show brought to you by South Fort Chevrolet. Visit their website, www.southfortchev.com. Drive a little, save a lot. Go see Daniel and his family-friendly team at South Fort Chevrolet.
Burglar says the Oilers are interested in Klingberg. Tease me. I like this tease me bit we got going.
Yeah. Tease me, does see, and then you said it. Bite your lip.
Good.
That's what everybody finds.
It adds a little
arousing
sex appeal to the show. Eh?
Well, it's about time.
I think so.
It's about time. Our bodies can only do so much. Sometimes you got to crank it up a notch. All right, second hour is going to be good. We're going to get to that. Hurts for James H. Brown. We're going to get to the Tease Me Parlay for Coolback Canada. The Fan Zone for Fans First coming up just after 7:30. And then Herm Edwards, the coach. Herm's going to be by around 7:45 to get his thoughts on all 4 games in the National Football League this weekend. Lots to talk about around the world of the National Hockey League, though. No doubt about that. We're going to get to our Hockey Insider today. Chris Johnston, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. Check out the collection from Tokens and Icons, which will transform NFL, NHL, MLB, and game-used items into wallets, bottle openers, cufflinks, and more. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail on 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. All right, Chris Johnston joins us on the show now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We would appreciate that sub. So subscribe here to our Edmonton Sports Talk channel, where the Edmonton Oilers look like they're on a mission, Chris. Like down 3-0 early last night and just chipped away at it, came back and beat a Colorado team that's actually been firing on all cylinders right now too.
Yeah, awesome game. I knew you guys would have the vibes this morning after that game because pretty hard not to watch that one and enjoy it, even without a rooting interest, quite frankly. And two of the best teams going head to head, and the fact that Edmonton found a way, given the stretch of schedule they've had, I don't know the exact numbers, but obviously back to backs, and I know they've been basically playing every other night now.
4 time zones, right? In this they came back to play LA, but this whole trip has
it's
been
kind of been like a
else.
9-game trip
They've
with a stop at home. Yeah, it's crazy.
Right. So if you're down 3-0 in Denver and you're in the Mile High City where it's hard enough to breathe as it is, like if there's ever a time to maybe pack it up and just try to slowly go away, lose 5-1 and move on to the next game, good for the Oilers for finding some pushback there. Probably that sort of lucky goal towards the end of the first period shot them back into it. And I think it is a statement. I mean, look, it's a long season. We know that this will be measured by what happens again in the playoffs, but you have to be feeling pretty darn good about where the Oilers sit right now.
Yeah, and I don't mean to slight Winnipeg or Washington or anybody, but I have a hard time not believing the Oilers are the best team in the National Hockey League right now. They have the Stanley Cup favorite label at the beginning of the year, and since November 9th, they have the best record in the National Hockey League. I mean, they should be the hunted probably the rest of the way here, shouldn't they?
Well, 100%. But they also have, the playoff experience, right? They've been through this a lot. This is nothing new for them. When they get there, I just have confidence that they're going to understand what it takes in terms of raising their level, about what it feels like if they happen to go down in a series, in terms of, what it takes to come back. And then on top of that, they have probably the Hart Trophy MVP, and his name isn't Connor McDavid at this point in time. And so when you have McDavid and Draisaitl, I know they've had those two for a long time, but you're always, I think, in a favorable position when you're comparing them to other teams in the league, because nobody has that duo. There's lots of great players around the league, but I don't think that there's two that are at the same level those guys are. So you add it all together, and I do think that, not just the experience of last year, going to the Western Conference Final, even a few years ago when they played Colorado. There's a battle-tested group, and they really have one thing left to do, and that's to win the Stanley Cup. And I think they're going to be a team on a mission as we get closer and closer to where they can do that.
They've been great lately, but they've also fell behind a lot lately. Now they're 5-1 in games this year where they fall behind 2-0, which doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense. It was 3-0 last night. It came back. I'm like, this is very much nitpicking, but do you get concerned at all about a week and a half of kind of slow starts to hockey games?
Yeah, maybe minor concern. I think the one reason it's less of a concern for them, and probably because the reason they're 5-1, is they can obviously turn it up and score, especially, when you get behind. I think you can play a little more free and easy. Now, that sometimes that might turn a 2-0 game into a 4-0 game pretty quickly if you're taking some chances and, you have them go the other way. But, the Oilers obviously have a lot of confidence in their ability to do what the hardest thing in the sport is to do. And so while I'm sure Chris Knobloch and the coaching staff hate that trend and are, doing whatever they can behind the scenes to reinforce not digging those types of holes, the positive side of that is they can dig themselves out of it. And let's see if it ends up being more of a trend. I think it might just be a blip more than anything.
Chris Johnston with us on the show this morning, insider for the Athletic and TSN, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Getting a look at that Colorado team, and I did not realize until we were kind of setting up the game yesterday how well Colorado has played and how well their goaltending has worked since they decided to make the significant changes there and completely overhaul the entire thing. They were missing some bodies last night, there's no doubt about that, but how active do you expect the Avs to continue to be prior to the deadline?
Oh, they'll be active. They're going to be among a handful of teams here, I think, that will be doing everything they can to bolster their lineup, heading in. Now, they have a complicating factor. They have Gabriel Landeskog, who, has obviously been trying to come back from that significant knee surgery he had for a couple of years now, but he's doing a little more work and kind of showing signs of pushing to try to play. I don't know if it's going to be able to happen, but if it happens, it does, create some cap complications, and it limits the kind of, other moves that they can make before the deadline. And so I think that they really have to get clarity on Landeskog, before we have a sense of how big that they can be swinging. But, this is an important year in Colorado. They don't have Mikko Rantanen signed beyond this season. I don't have any reason to believe they're going to trade him at the deadline, but I do think it's the last guaranteed go around where they have him and McKinnon and Makar together. And so, I think the stakes are pretty high. And obviously they're a couple of years now removed from their own cup win. I mean, I think that they have something to prove in a sense, or, they're trying to climb that mountain again. So, this is going to be it's been an interesting season. I think it kind of feels like it's a bit of a jump ball. There's a lot of good teams that, other than Edmonton, I don't know who I would say is a favorite team. And I think because of that, you're going to see the Vegases, the Oilers, a few teams out east here, be really aggressive at the deadline to do what they can to give themselves a shot.
Chris, from outstanding vibes to just, unrecognizable is a word I've been seen used to describe the Canucks as of late. 5-1 last night to the Kings. I'm watching LA's second goal, and JT Miller just kind of in no man's land. He gets a talking to, kind of sits in the corner on the bench. I mean, you got the Oilers rolling in there tomorrow night, hockey night in Canada. That kind of the straw that could break the camel's back. And because I know it's mid-January still, but they are fading, and will tomorrow night be kind of maybe the night that might shake something loose or send something happening? Like, how much worse can it get, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask out in Vancouver.
I don't think it can get much worse. I think that they're getting to the point where something has to give here. And, you've dealt with obviously a lot of trade rumors around JT Miller, Elias Pettersson to start this season. You look back in the last month, I think it's about 5 wins in 5 or 6 weeks for them. They have picked up some loser points. They've gotten a bunch of games to overtime and shootout, but still, point being, they went from a certain playoff team to one that's on the outside looking in, and it's taking a toll on everybody. I think you can see that in JT Miller. I don't know if you guys caught the interview we did even pregame yesterday before they lost to LA, and he just looks like a guy who's doesn't want to be there, quite frankly. And I think probably having his name bandied around the way it is, and just some of the things going on behind the scenes, that's potentially the case. And so, my sense now is that, at least the market sentiment is that Canucks are focused on trying to move him. I think the Pettersson conversation has largely been left to the side, and, he's got a full no movement clause. So they're going to have to find him somewhere that he's willing to waive that to go. But, it's just hard to imagine they're going to keep watching what you're seeing in a game like last night. And then, you're right. It does set up if Edmonton plays to the level the Oilers can. I mean, that could be an ugly game. I mean, the Canucks also, their home record has been abysmal this year, which I know is a sore point for the organization, in addition to everything else going on. So it all is kind of adding up to, I think management has to step in and, try to do whatever it can do to stop the bleeding.
What's the latest in Toronto with John Tavares?
It isn't as bad as it looked. If you saw, he had just a kind of a strange practice collision with Chris Tanev. Didn't look good in the moment. Sounds like he's 2 weeks ish out, which is not something for all the talk about Tavares. He's played 97% of the games since he's been a Leaf for 7 seasons. So he's not been someone who's missed often. And center is already a point of weakness, I think, for the team beyond Austin Matthews. So the fact that isn't significant at least buys them some time not to have to jump right into the trade market. They brought up one of their prospects from the Marlies, Fraser Minton, who's the organization thinks well of. So I think they're just going to try to patch it together till Tavares is back. And the Leafs have kind of been stumbling here of late, although they managed to come back and beat the Stars or the Devils rather last night in overtime, and maybe that'll calm some people down in my parts because it was getting a little crazy in this market the last few days.
Chris, outside of the Oilers, this is a big Montreal Canadiens program, and just like your thoughts, playing themselves into buyers here as we inch our way through this Eastern wildcard race is fun to watch every week. We get you once a week, but it kind of changes shape and different teams going on streaks. But the Habs are playing some good hockey, and I know Detroit had a lot expected of them this season. McClellan's giving them a boost. Columbus might be a bit of a surprise, but just your general thoughts on the Habs doing what they're doing right now.
I mean, it's been something. If you go back to the start of November, I think they're about fifth best in the league in terms of their overall record. So, I mean, after kind of some mirror, I guess, of what the Oilers have done. Although, of course, Montreal is still trying to prove itself as a team that is on the up and up. But they've really played a nice stretch of hockey. I don't know if they're going to get into full buyer mode. They even have a player like David Savard, who's on an expiring deal. Like I still think they likely trade him ahead of the deadline, but. I mean, who knows? If you're a player right now, as long as they keep winning, I mean, it does probably shift a little bit how management views the situation. I would have had them as a certain seller, even a month ago. Now you start to convince yourself. I mean, getting in the playoffs would mean something. It's been a while for that team. They've obviously gone through retool, rebuild, whatever the terminology they're using, but. Martin St. Louis early in the season looked like he might be on the ropes as their coach, and all of a sudden every movie he does now sort of turns to gold. So the Canadians are making it interesting, and the East I don't know which of those teams, like if whoever makes it sort of in the second wildcard spot in the East, they might be done in 5 games in the playoffs, but at least the run up to the playoffs is going to be exciting because I think between them, Detroit's played really well since the coaching change. Columbus is kind of a Cinderella story. Ottawa's hanging around. We'll see what happens in Pittsburgh. I mean, there could be 5 or 6 teams right down to the last weekend with a chance at that spot.
2 more quick ones for you. Just anything on Klingberg?
Yeah, I think he's going to make his decision soon here, and I believe Edmonton is the favorite if we could tag at that to sign him. He's coming off a significant surgery. I don't know how much you know about it, but essentially the hip resurfacing, they detach the bone from the hip joint. They clean up the bone, and obviously it's a big procedure. It's been 13 months that John has been working his way back to health. If you look at Patrick Kane, though, I mean, he's actually performed pretty well on the other side of getting the same surgery done, himself almost 2 years ago. So, I don't know what to expect initially, but the beauty is whether it's Edmonton or Dallas or Toronto, which seem to be the 3 teams, most in the hunt here, you're going to be signing him for the rest of the year on a pretty cheap deal. He can get bonuses in that contract because of how much time he's been injured. So, if he plays well, you pay him a bit more. If it doesn't work out, I mean, really nothing ventured, nothing gained.
All right. And then the last one, I saw your tweet yesterday about Barkov being the first ever hockey player to win the Finnish Athlete of the Year.
Insanity.
Which I replied. I was like, Ron Burgundy gifts. I don't believe you because like Teemu Selanne, like they had some monument, like it's a huge hockey country, and they've won world championships with Selanne and Koivu, and it's never happened. That blew my mind yesterday. I still don't believe it.
And if you look at the others who've won it, it's like rally car drivers. I mean, obviously, it's a Nordic country, so cross-country skiing, I get, is a big sport. They've had some good javelin throwers, but never a hockey player from that nation. Is crazy. I mean, Teemu Selanne scored 76 goals in 92-93 as a rookie in the NHL, and he finished 5th in Athlete of the Year voting in his own country. So, I mean, I don't know what they're thinking over there, but at least they got it right with Barkov because pretty big achievement for him being the first Finn ever to win a Stanley Cup as a captain.
The disrespect to Jesse Puljujärvi is unbelievable. The World Juniors, you never know what happens. All right, Chris, we appreciate the time, man. Have a great weekend.
All right, be well, boys.
There you go. That's Chris Johnston, Athletic TSN.
Well, maybe even Laine doing what he's doing with Montreal, right? Like that.
Yeah, but like Selanne scores 76 goals, a rookie record, and doesn't win Athlete of the Year for Finland.
I'm glad he brought up rally car driving because that is an insane sport. We actually need to probably talk about it more on the show. We should carve out a segment weekly.
I only ever see small snippets of it, but it looks very dangerous.
Well, you got that guy giving the turns, like L5,
the guy who's riding shotgun,
and you're going through like 20 gears, and I'd love to go for a ride along in one of those. But the Habs, too, since December 31, they've knocked off the Golden Knights, they've knocked off the Avalanche, they've knocked off the Capitals, and they've knocked off the Stars last night.
Yeah, they had that run where they went the last 4 Stanley Cup champions they beat in a 5-game stretch.
It's not just, sometimes you're like, oh, yeah, they're hot, but they've, beaten, the bottom dwellers or whatever you want to call it. It's
pretty impressive. I don't know how much it changes the view this year moving forward, but it's
got to make you bite your lip.
I wasn't expecting them to go around like this.
Your lip, right? Like you got they're teasing you
for
now.
Sure.
Yeah. St. Louis looking at you.
We're going to get to a teaser for Cool Bet Canada coming up. On the fan zone today, just after 7:30, we're going to go, the Oilers are blank. And you can just fill it in. And I like the one because we're like, oh, they're a wagon. But there can be much better things that we can come up with, or you can come up with, I should say, on TuneIn, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, YouTube, podcast later on. I guess you can slide into DMs or tweet us. I don't know who it was, but somebody over in the Nasty Chat said the Edmonton Oilers are Alan Jackson on the Chattahoochee.
It was Strummy.
That's strong. That's
Very
strong,
good.
Strum. So, like, we're looking for creative things like that. Like, is there a Star Wars? Is there... there's got to be some sort of pop culture references that are better than us just saying, man, the Oilers are a wagon.
Well, somebody said machine too, but
it's just
we're looking for
modified
a little,
wagon.
What kind of a machine?
Yeah, like crank it up a notch. 780-218-9999. We will go there for the fan zone today. The Oilers are blank.
Like Reed Wilkins playing the track and field game,
but something along those lines. Get creative with it. I think there's a path to maybe text of the day there for you. Who knows? But it could happen. If you're watching over on YouTube this morning and you have not yet subbed to our channel, we would very much appreciate the sub. And we are at 241 likes. We are 59 likes away from changing 300. There's about 400 people watching right now, which means those thumbs are out there and those subs are out there. So let's change 300 before 7:30. Hey, let's crank it up a notch today. Hammer the thumbs up, and we'll be changing 300 by 7:30. So let's do that over there. All right, let's get into that. Hurts right now for Trent. I think Trent's going to be on Reed Wilkins' show today with the glue guy. That's going to be coming down the pipe. James H. Brown, if you've been injured in an accident, you know what to do. Give them a call or, of course, just jump on their website, www.jameshbrown.com. They are the heavy hitters of injury law. And, Trent's always entertaining when he pops on with the boys in the afternoon. So make sure you're watching for that or listening for that on the Reed Wilkins show later today. And this is a nice little note here. In January, James H. Brown doubling the impact of their Fill the Net initiative, not only donating $100 per Oilers goal to Santa's Anonymous, but also now tossing in $100 to Little Warriors to help with the advancements at the Be Brave Ranch.
Good stuff.
Awesome over there as well. Here's what hurts today, and this is a nice little twist. See, this is good. The Oilers are John Wick in a Russian bathhouse. Oh, damn, that's Strummy again. I mean, can anybody step up here? Strum, you got to text these in, buddy. You got to text these in. Brian Swain had it last night.
Swain's always got the good X's, hey?
Yeah, he serves a legitimate statistical purpose in this market. It's real nice.
Big brain.
They are 5-1 when they fall behind or when they trail 2-0. Is that what it is?
Since U.S. Thanksgiving, which is, again, the watermark that we all look for.
Since U.S. Thanksgiving.
Now it's real hockey,
when
right?
the season officially began.
Exactly.
Since okay, give me the stat. You have it there for Swainer?
Since U.S. Thanksgiving, Oilers are 5-1 when they fall behind 2-0. And it's kind of funny, too. The whole season, they fell behind early. Again, U.S. Thanksgiving is like the end of the first.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you do before then. It's everything after then. And we've all heard about McDavid, too. You know, he usually turns it on second half of the year, hits his birthday, and starts going supernova. So, interesting stat. But yes, 5-1 when they fall behind 2-0 since U.S. Thanksgiving.
That hurts the other guys. Like, you get a 2-0 lead on the Oil, you're sitting there going, okay.
What do you do?
Let's. This is good now. But it's like bang, bang. It's so quick. They can just get back in it so quickly with the McDavids and the Dreisaitl's and the Hymans. And
even if the other team wanted to spot them a lead and pulled their goalie to start, the Oilers can't score in an empty net anyway. So you're screwed either way. Like,
true.
You can't.
They do have empty
what
net
do you
problems.
do? Yeah.
Now, we can joke about it. 5-1, down 2-0, come back. But you don't want to get to it. And I said this morning, remember last night's game, 3-0 against a red-hot Colorado team, come back and win. Remember that when they fall behind a couple of goals in a playoff game and you're like, it's over. It's done. They're never going to win with Skinner. Blah, 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 blah. With that being said, you would like to start hockey games better than they have started recently.
It's a good tool to have and something to draw upon, but yeah, I don't think you really want to make it your identity. That's a risky game.
Yeah. I don't know. To become the comeback kids, you need to be the slow starting adults. And then you got to fire things up after that.
Yeah. Like, good to have in that tool belt, but and Comeback Kings. I mean, they are an older team.
They are a more veteran squad. That is
the comeback men.
That is correct. All right, keep all those Oilers are blank texts coming in. It's the fans first, fan zone, fill it in. The fans,
the quad F.
The fans first, fan zone, fill it in.
The
or for short, it's the. That's what it would be. We'll get to that coming up after 7:30, but keep those text messages rolling in right now.
And Chris, I mean, we're glossing over. He mentioned the Klingberg thing. You did ask. I noticed we've just kind of hopped over that one.
I did quickly ask him. I wanted to just throw it away myself. I said, and quickly on Klingberg.
Delete the tape.
Don't have to mention anything if you don't want to.
Stop the show.
And he goes, yeah, the Oilers are the front runner right now and could have a decision shortly. Look, league minimum, as long as they don't think he's the guy who's going to ride shotgun with Darnell Nurse.
No, you can't be serious.
And I like Emberson more as a third pairing guy than Klingberg. And you can say, well, look at all the... No, I'm sorry. He's minus 85 in his last 4 seasons. He's coming off a significant surgery. I mean, even if anything, if he can return to form, it won't be till next year. So as long as they don't pencil him in as the top 4 fix, if they want to make him the number 7 or number 8 so that Brown doesn't have to be in the lineup,
boom.
I might have time for that. But it's a low risk play if they have the proper expectations for him.
It's not. It can't be that.
It can't be that. There's no way.
Not a chance.
There's no way they come out and go, yeah, we're going to try him with Nurse and see how it goes. I don't see a world where that happens.
But you could try it.
No, Eric, you can't.
I bit my lip a bit when he was talking about that. Brett Litke says the Oilers are hotter than Ken Holland, talking about hardened bananas.
Yeah, we'll have to hit that party all the time.
I think we need to. Yeah, well, it's Friday, you know.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely do that again after 7:30 here. No doubt about it. All right, who wants to get teased a little bit? Hey, Cool Bet for Cool Bet Canada. Okay, Cool Bet, tease me.
And you kind of you show up.
Yeah. You know what one of my favorite things is just a tiny bit Cool Bet when somebody breaks news that Huss isn't aware of. Yesterday, somebody on the Lock Shop, you got to go back and watch it. The Lock Shop was, hey, Huss, WWE's signed an agreement with TNA. So I passed along to Huss. And Huss was like, I think he was off having a hit of his vape. And he kind of comes back in. I tell him, and Huss always goes, like the head turn and it's
I know
just,
the one
it's so good. It's my favorite moment seeing Huss
holding in the vape.
Yeah, if there's ever a thing, he turns his head.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yesterday, I was killing myself yesterday. It was funny. All right, so I'm going to build a teaser here. And it's going to be, I'm going to go 4-game teaser. So I'm going to pick a teaser from every single game. So a teaser is essentially when you buy points. All right, so I'm going to move these lines, the spread or the total, 6.5 points one way or the other. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they've been winning close games, but taking that down 6.5 means they only have to win by 2 points. And I think the Chiefs are going to win by at least a field goal. They're 8.5 point favorites here. And to be honest with you, if they get upset, I'll deal with that killing my parlay because that would be
we'll
hilarious.
all dance in the streets.
All right, the Detroit-Washington game, the line is set at 9.5. The total is at 55.5. So I could take this to Commanders plus 15 if I don't think they're going to get blown out.
Tease me.
Or I could move the Lions, my beloved Lions, down to a field goal favorite, which I think is probably the play. Or I could move the total to 49.5. Or 49, I guess it would be. There's going to be points scored in this game. I'm going to roll with my boys and move it down to 3. We'll take the Detroit Lions down to 3. All right. So we've got the Kansas City Chiefs. Tease me. The Detroit Lions. I'm going to take the Rams plus the points. That moves the Rams to plus 12.5 in Philly. I like that number. And then the Ravens and Bills. What to do with the Ravens and Bills?
You know, Hernan's taking all the road teams this week, eh?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Horrible picks.
Talk about a tease.
Horrible picks. I'm going to move the Ravens from 1-point favorites to 5.5-point dogs. Hey, I think the Ravens can keep it at least. Like, I think they're going to beat the Bills. Sorry, Eric.
That's fine.
But I think they can at least. So I like that. So we're going to. This is the teaser. This is a 6.5-point teaser. Kansas City -2, Detroit -3, the Rams plus 12.5, and the Ravens plus 5.5. That's my little teaser. Hey, Coolbet, tease me. We're going to have that up at Coolbet. It'll be available in the combo cards at the top, and we'll get a little booster-roo on it here too, as well. Did I move them correctly? I think I moved them correctly.
A booster-roo.
Yeah. I think that's the play. I love Jaden Daniels, but the Lions should be outgunning the Commanders.
Yeah, but at least you're hoping for a fun
all they
game.
gotta do
As
is
you
win by
said,
a
you know,
field
if,
goal there.
if Daniels does go on and win, you might. We talked earlier. There might be a new investment in the Nielson household. Hey.
Well, it could be. If Jaden,
He's playing his way
I like
into there.
Jaden Daniels. He delivered me the Spite League championship. I'll be very angry if they knock out the Detroit Lions, but I will certainly start investing in his rookie cards immediately.
Trevor Lawrence hasn't delivered you any sort of fantasy.
It's never gone wrong before. All right, on the way, we got Herm Edwards around 7:45. We'll get his thoughts on these 4 games. But up next, the fans first fan zone. Fill it in. The Edmonton Oilers are blank. Fill it in. There's some good ones that are rolling in.
Ooh, Johnny the Accountant, a panino amongst other sandwiches.
Oh, I see.
Cut above, you know,
smart people. Smart people. Keep those text messages rolling in. And the Edmonton Oilers did a first last night. What? More on that in the fan zone as well. Let's get to a sports update for Park Mazda with Lieutenant Eric.
The Edmonton Oilers coming from behind to knock off the Avalanche 4-3. 4 unanswered goals for the Oil. Evan Bouchard scoring the eventual game winner. Connor McDavid with a goal and an assist. And Stuart Skinner, 22 saves in the victory. The Oilers will take a 4-game winning streak into Vancouver tomorrow night. Canucks, meanwhile, they're heading in the opposite direction. They've lost 6 of 7 following a 5-1 beatdown at the hands of the Kings last night. Elsewhere, the Jets edging out the Kraken 2-1. Habs getting past Dallas 3-1. Montreal at points in 6 straight. St. Louis turning it on. They're 7-3 in their last 10 as they top the Flames 4-1 and the Rangers 5-3 victors over Utah. Just a pair of games around the league tonight. Vegas are visiting Carolina while the Sabres are at home to the Penguins. The Edmonton Oil Kings continue their road trip tonight with a stop in Regina to take on the Pats. Puck drop at 7. That road trip will wrap up tomorrow night in Moose Jaw. Over to the NBA where the Thunder rolling over the Cavs 134-114. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 40 points on the evening. Raptors are in Milwaukee tonight, one of 9 games around the NBA. Leila Fernandez eliminated from the Australian Open overnight. She falls to American Coco Gauff 6-4, 6-2 in third-round play. Over to the U of A. Hoops action from the Saville Center tonight as the Pandas tip off at 6, the Golden Bears at 8 against UBC Okanagan. Golden Bears hockey host Regina tonight, 7 o'clock from the Drake. The Pandas visit the Cougars. Puck drop at 6, and the 52nd Golden Bears Track and Field Open starts later this afternoon from the Butterdome and will run throughout the weekend. Sports update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. Go buy a car from him today, parkmazda.ca.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button. Thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as newborn 8-pound, 6-ounce Mitch Lewicki. You can picture grown-up Mitch or teenage Mitch or bearded Mitch or whoever you want.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Very impressive. Taking a few years to put all this together.
Makes my day.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine. That's why it's the Stanley Cup. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard.
We can't bust heads like we used to, but we have our ways.
Bouchard was excellent tonight.
Oh, I tied an onion to my belt.
McDavid again. This time Bouchard, one-timer score! Edmonton's first lead of the night! Evan Bouchard puts the Oilers up 4-3!
Oh, man.
Which was the style at the time?
7:36 on the Nielson Show, kicking off another great day right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, around the clock sports coverage. Nielson Show up until 9 o'clock today. The Hangout from 9 to 11. Then from 11 till 1 today, I will be at Westmount Boston Pizza. We'll be doing the lock shop. Tommy will slide on by for an oil stream. If you'd like to join us for lunch, it is Pasta Tuesday every single day at Boston Pizza this month, and you can swing on by and join us today for lunch.
Get a pasta plate.
Should be a lot of fun. Get yourself some fettuccine, Alfredo baked with cheese and meatballs.
I had penne last night with the rosé sauce, 3 meatballs baked.
Damn, that's nice.
Pasta was baked.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's delicious.
That
And
sounds really
Tommy,
good.
I sit down. He's also having the penne with the rosé, but he got the sausage.
Oh wow!
And you saw that he licked the plate clean. Like he finished that puppy. He was using the bread. And
He's so disgusting. Anyway, Tommy will be with me for lunch today, so that should be a lot of fun. We'll have EST afternoons with Hernan and Gager. Gager and Hernan, they'll be fired up with that Oilers win last night. And then the Reed Wilkins Show from 3 to 6 this afternoon on TuneIn, on iHeart, on EdmontonSportsTalk.com, and, of course, over on YouTube. And podcasts after the fact. Make sure you sub to all of the podcasts as well. Lots of good text messages rolling in today. Somebody did say the Edmonton Oilers, it was the first time in franchise history that they played back-to-back games, fell behind by at least 2 goals, and came back to win.
was
Which
that
doesn't
the
sound
first?
too crazy.
Was that
That was
what you were
the thing I
teasing
was
before?
teasing. I was teasing that. Herm Edwards is going to join us in about 10 minutes. So let's dive into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. By fans, for fans, no fees. That's where you can get your tickets for all the Oilers home games, and they're going to be home for a little while here. It's a great service. I mean, simple as that. Fansfirst.ca. We've been having some fun with this today. We are, it's very easy to say the Oilers are a wagon, but we're trying to come up with something better. All right, so 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 could be how you get in the mix for text of the day today, which of course will get you that gift certificate to A&W, where they've got the 2 sausage or bacon and eggers on for just $6 right now. Strummy set the tone nicely on this one. The Oilers are John Wick in a Russian bathhouse. The Oilers are Alan Jackson on the Chattahoochee. Keep these coming in. Zacticum tries to chime in on this.
I love it.
The Oilers are Anakin Skywalker in that one pod race. Thanks, man. The General is in it. Says the Oilers are a post-1840s textile factory. Yeah, I guess they are. I love somebody with the handle The General comes in with a 1840s textile reference. That's
rolls on in.
That's a good one. Pubs Cheaterson says the Oilers are the Enterprise completing the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs. See what he did there? See what he did there? That was a bit. That was funny.
Now that's a Star Wars joke.
Yeah, exactly. 780-218-9999. 218-99-99. The Oilers are what?
Strummy again in the nasty chat. John McClane at a Christmas party.
Oh, God. Strum, they're already dead. Like, you're already in the mix.
Got a blowtorch out there.
You are already a contender for text of the day. Let somebody else play. Strummy's that tier 1 kid that's in tier 3 and won't pass the puck. And he's just like, doesn't matter. I'm just going to score 12 goals in this game.
The Oilers are like Marshall at karaoke.
Noel.
Killing it.
Zulu says, the Edmonton Oilers are Dusty's cough. It cannot be stopped.
Wow.
Actually, I haven't coughed today.
Yeah, you have.
Have I? Ah, damn it.
Well, it's just so... look, it's second nature now. You kind of...
On the air? Did I turn... one cough.
You turn.
Trevor, you keeping track of my coughs?
Yeah.
God, Trev, you're on fire today.
I remember it was an hour 1.
It was an hour 1.
But you put your mic away so you can really hear it.
All right, well, thanks, man.
Yep.
If you missed it in the 6 o'clock hour today, Trev used to have baths before going to junior high school, and he's just even more lovable than he was yesterday with the whole napkin thing. That bath thing is my favorite story
the napkin
he's
thing,
ever told me.
Not the salt and pepper shaker.
God,
thing.
that's too good. See, here's a good one. Dr. Dries, and it says, the Oilers are Maverick flying through a canyon from Top Gun, the new Top Gun movie, which is an amazing movie. That was good. Chris Dixon, I see you. This is the Oilers are a 50-year storm, which I believe is a Point Break reference. And Bodie will be there.
Hitting high notes.
No matter what.
Changing 300.
Ooh, changing 300. All right. You know what? Almost a 600-like pace, but let's go for 5. Let's not set our expectations too high.
Step after step, yeah.
Right? Let's change 200 more. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hammer the thumbs up for us. Changing 500 is certainly within our grasp today. So let's do it. Hammer the thumbs up over on YouTube. Much appreciated. Sub to the channel if you haven't already. Ooh, T-Mac the rugby guy. You sneaky boy. The Oilers are Strummy coming up with movie references.
He's kind of inceptionized that whole thing. I
pretty
don't mind
clever.
that. Using Strummy to get to A&W.
Pretty clever. I'm going to make a note of Strummy and T-Mac the rugby guy. Library Pat today. The Oilers are Jaunty in Victoria and Dallas from Nelson collaborating on the next EST banger. Hey, pretty soon it'll be new content time around the postseason, I would think. Bob Loblaw in Lloyd says he did confirm hearing me cough one time. Thank you, Bob. The Oilers are like Zach and Josh Clausen. All gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good one. All right, keep those rolling in. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. The Edmonton Oilers are Will Fraser in the headlight aisle of a Canadian Tire. That's a good one as well. Ray Bandman 72. The Oilers are the Duttons taking the competition to the train station.
Ah, yes.
That's what they did with the Colorado Avalanche.
Killed them
last night. Do you want to revisit the question from the fan zone yesterday? Like, after what they did, falling behind 3-0, coming back and beating Colorado, are you more confident that this team can win a cup than you were in last year's team at the same time?
But as you said, is this sustainable? These are good things to do right now, and yes, we know that they're a slow starting team. I kind of said the season as a whole has been like these last couple of games. To hell with the first period, but is it sustainable? I think you've seen good Stuart Skinner. I think you've also seen some. I mean, the second goal, we talked about that a little last night as well. I don't think any team's ever perfect. They have the two best players in the world playing, and they're humming at quite a rate right now. You think that they're going to add on to that blue line already, which is playing, above par. I think you could argue for when we were getting into the season and people, seeing Ty Emberson and Stetcher and Josh Brown and all these sorts of things. I mean, Darnell Nurse had been a good year. All of those things said, yes, they're very good. They're slightly different. I know it's taken a while to get over the Holloway and Broberg offer sheets, but I think we are there and we're past that.
They managed to survive that.
Right. Arvidsson. Now, somebody said a little banged up last night. Was that any confirmed truth to that rumor on the fly this morning? But, he missed some time. We've located him. The Jeff Skinner issue is still one. Do you think Podkolzin is a top 6 forward? I mean, he does good work, but could you maybe add there and get a little more pop in offense? I don't know. So I mean, there's still questions. It's never really a completed project. It doesn't really change. I mean, I still think they're up there with a handful of teams. But I think you can look at other teams and say they're stronger in different areas than the Oilers. So, yeah, they're playing really good hockey right now. They're winning in different ways. They're not just dominating teams. The come from behind is good to see. I don't believe it's sustainable and something you want to market your team as. But no, I don't change from yesterday. I stand by my thoughts.
780-218-9999. There's some really good ones sliding in over on the Nasty Chat here today as well. Who was the one? Really good. Is it Jimbo? No, Nacho Man's been throwing some good ones out there as well, including the Edmonton Oilers are Nick Papagiorgio in Vegas. Just can do no wrong.
Clean it up. Get the massage.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
The Edmonton Oilers are George in Back to the Future when he stands up to Biff. They get down 3-0. They're looking up at him. They're gripping their fist, and then boom, come around, knockout punch, get the girl, live forever.
Nacho Man. The Oilers are Macramala at an orgy.
All right. We haven't talked a lot yet today about the NFL matchups this weekend. Obviously, everybody riding a high off this Edmonton Oilers come from behind victory last night against the Colorado Avalanche. Man, we are well beyond 300 here. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep hammering those thumbs up. Pushes our show out to other like-minded people like yourself so they can join in on the fun as well. So no reason to save them. They don't cost you anything. Hammer the thumbs up over on our YouTube channel today. And if you have not yet subbed to the channel, we would love to have that as well. All right, let's bring in Herm Edwards today. Brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. Check out the collection from Tokens and Icons, which transform NFL, NHL, MLB game-used items into wallets, bottle openers, and cufflinks. Located in Edmonton at the corner of St. Albert Trail and 128th Ave. Go see the Cooks and Boys. When the Oilers are rolling, business is good at Pro-Am Sports, and the customer service is always great at Pro-Am Sports. All right, let's bring in the coach today. 4 huge games this week. Herm, good morning. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, and I think if you're a football fan, you're excited about these playoff games. A lot of good teams, obviously, and it always starts with the quarterbacks, and some outstanding quarterbacks playing in these games this weekend.
There are some great quarterbacks playing this weekend, including one, obviously, that'll get us started on Saturday afternoon in Patrick Mahomes. And look, the Kansas City Chiefs, they might not have lit the world on fire offensively, and Mahomes isn't among the leaders in anything at the quarterback stats positions this year, but they just continue to find a way to win football games. We saw the Texans defense last week cause some significant issues for the opposition. Can they somehow find a way to get to Patrick Mahomes and keep that football game close?
Well, hopefully that's what their mindset is. They have a tremendous pass rush, and I thought we saw that last week as they played in the playoffs. The defense, as you mentioned, really ruled the day for them. And the offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs, they made a lot of different changes of personnel there, and we got some guys playing out of position. So this will be one of the keys, obviously, for the Texans. But with that being said, as much as we say that, when playoff time comes, it seems like these Kansas City Chiefs just kind of figure it out, right? And the thing I'm going to look at when I watch this game is who's going to cover Kelsey. Because if you look at his numbers in playoff competition, he has 169 catches during his career as a playoff tight end, 19 touchdowns. So there lies the problem. He always seems to show up in playoff competition. They better have an answer for him or it's going to be a long day.
The other game on Saturday has the Commanders coming off a bit of an upset against the Bucs, going up against the Lions, who, I mean, their offense has just been sensational the entire season. But Jaden Daniels, and you had him, coach. You coached this kid, and he's come along. Obviously, he's come a long way over the last few years. 3 times this season, he has led an offense to victories with no punts and no turnovers, which he just did. It just doesn't seem. And people know it who listen to the show. I'm a lifelong Detroit Lions fan. This is the greatest time of my Lions fandom. But Jaden Daniels scares me. I've watched him a lot this year. He's just so damn composed for a rookie, and that's what he'll need in this game, won't he?
Yeah, no doubt. And it'll be interesting to see what the defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn does. Last week I thought he called a marvelous game against Minnesota. He really disrupted the timing of Sam Darnold, and just that was the problem. He wasn't accurate. He got hit a lot. Problem you have with Jaden Daniels, if you do that, he has an answer. He's going to run.
Yeah.
He's going to lead the pocket. And you better have somebody spying the guy because, the pressure doesn't bother him. He really would prefer to see pressure. So he's either going to run or he's going to find a one-on-one matchup with McLaren. He's going to throw the ball to him. And, as you mentioned, Jaden doesn't turn the ball over. And he's very accurate throwing the ball down the field. So it'll be interesting to see the plan that they have to try to defend Jaden this weekend.
Herm, as Dusty mentioned, he's a Lions guy. I'm a Bills guy. I got nerves just on red alert right now. I just want your thoughts, too. But everybody talks Lamar Jackson v. Josh Allen. You got Derrick Henry v. Cook. I'm kind of looking at the defenses in this one, too. It's going to be cold. It's going to be snowy. Should be a classic, but how do you see this thing kind of tilting right now, which is, essentially a pick 'em?
Well, I think, what has transpired in the last couple of weeks when you watch the offense of the Baltimore Ravens, they're in a unique position now. They use both those tight ends, Likely and Andrews, and it puts you in a little bit of a pickle defensively because when you see two tight ends, one running back, two receivers, you think heavy personnel, so I'm going to go in there for an extra linebacker. I'll take a DB off because we're going to stop the run. Well, they don't run the ball. They start throwing it out of that position. So now you got a matchup problem, right? You got tight ends versus linebackers, and you know who's going to win that one. Likely and Andrews are open. So now you decide, well, we'll go with a nickel package, and we'll go with lighter personnel in the box. Well, now the problem is they turn around and give it to Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
And they beat you up in the run game. So, that's what you got to figure out. But look, the Buffalo has been fantastic this year, and when you think about MVP to me, when I look at MVP candidates, what has the guy done with less? How does he win all these games? How did the Buffalo Bills win all these games? They won because of Josh Allen. His ability to not only throw the ball, but run the ball, and his athleticism and just his energy that he plays with, it's really compelled this team to put them in position.
We've had an interesting debate on this one at the station this week, and that would be, and I always feel unfair to these guys because we put so much into one game, but it's a legacy game for Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Who do you think needs to win this one more?
Probably Lamar, especially with the team he has right now. He has a better team. I mean, when you look at the team-wise, you would say he's got a better football team than talent-wise around him than Kansas City. And you would say that about, Texans as well. I mean, this is a complete team, and the defense is playing well. I think there's more pressure on Lamar Jackson right now. He's playing that way. He understands. He's tired of hearing the noise. And he knows that at the end, everything goes through Arrowhead. Whether it's us or the Buffalo Bills, eventually we're going to have to go to Arrowhead and beat that guy.
Herm Edwards with us on the show this morning. The other game this week, the Rams and the Eagles. The Rams coming in off a upset of the Vikings, and they did it in very impressive fashion. They were all over Sam Darnold. They're 6-point underdogs in this game, but I think a lot of people don't mind their chances with a veteran quarterback like Matthew Stafford in there, and if that defense can play as well as they did last week, I think they've got a fighter's chance here against the Eagles. How concerned should Eagles fans be?
Be concerned because of Matthew Stafford, and according to what you want to do, you better be able to rush it with 4, because if you bring 5 or more, you got a problem. That's what happened in Minnesota. He can read your mail. He's one of the most smartest quarterbacks in the league. So you can't bring pressure on him and think we're going to sack him. You're not going to get sacked. He's going to get rid of the ball, and that's what happened in Minnesota. They had this. This is what they do. They bring pressure. That's playing right into his hand, and you saw what happened. So I think Philly, they're going to have their work cut out, but they do have a number 1 defense. They can rush 4 and hopefully get there. And I think on the flip side of it, they're going to have to make some plays in the passing game, because if this thing becomes a scoring game, you can't run the ball enough to score points. You're going to have to throw the ball. And I think it's kind of poetic because, A.J. Brown's over there reading self-help books rather than reading self-help book, targeting 12 times, so he's too tired to read the book.
just work him so he can't go over and pick up a book. I like that. That's a good theory.
Coach,
he'll be able to pick up that book. He'll be over there and for water. He won't be reading the book.
This is quickly as a coach. How would you have handled that situation?
Mm-hmm. You just you don't make a big deal out of it. You don't. You're in playoff competition. That's who he is. There's a number of reasons he did it. Obviously, stayed a point. They only had 3 targets. I got 1 ball. And so I just got time to read this book. Now, he's been saying he's been reading this book all year long, but they finally put it on television and the book sales went up. If I was that guy, I'd be calling the guy that wrote the book. Hey, man, I need some residuals, man. I got your book #1 selling book on the market right now. But, it's the Philly way. I mean, they've always had something going on, and they deal with that stuff pretty well. I mean, so as long as you're winning, hey, it's good. Now, when you lose, then you got a problem.
National championship Monday, Herm, and first off, condolences to the Longhorns not being there. But I said after Ohio State lost to Michigan, Ryan Day, in saving his job, he'd have to go on and win it all pretty much. Number 6, Ohio State. Number 5, Notre Dame. Irish getting past Penn State in a thrilling Orange Bowl. I know Ohio State's heavily favored, but how do you see this thing shaping up come Monday?
Well, they're probably... when you look at it on paper, they're probably a better team athletically, but you can't say enough about Marcus Freeman, what he's done with Notre Dame. I give them a chance. I do. I think the way they're playing, the way they've been coached, they have a chance, and that's the Catholic coming out of me. So just take it for what we're all at. But I do believe that they had a fabulous year. It's going to be a great game. I think. I think it's going to be a better game than people imagine.
Lots of great football this weekend, man. You enjoy all of it, and we'll chat next week.
Okay, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
There you go. That's Herm Edwards, the coach, joining us here to set up the weekend in the National Football League. A little look ahead, and we'll get into that more on Monday, obviously, and set up that game. And as always, Herm's brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialist. I forgot to hit this one a little bit earlier on. Have Pro-Am custom frame the jersey that you have in the closet. In fact, I should do this. I got an autographed Barry Sanders jersey just sitting in one of my downstairs closets, waiting to figure out where I'm going to find room to put it.
Maybe Jason Milne can take one of his numerous Commanders jerseys he's got hanging around here at the office and frame a couple of those up, too.
Oh, I'm sure he'll take them down by Monday. Anyway, if you got a jersey laying around or a photo laying around, you know what I found the other day? I did like a bit of an office cleanup before during the holidays. And I was moving some stuff around. I had a bunch of old CFL play-by-play boards, and I was going through them all, and then I had this pretty good sized envelope, and I was like, what is in here? And I opened it up, and it's like a 16 by 20 signed photo of Jesse Puljujärvi and it's signed by him, and it says #Gregersbane. And it's awesome because the old the Gregersbane stick. It's it's pretty funny. I was like, I totally forgot I have this. But yeah, if you have stuff like that, take it down to Pro-Am. The boys will get it all framed up. It'll look good. Visit them in store to get started on your project. Located in Edmonton, the corner of St. Albert Trail, 128th Ave, or online at proamsports.ca. The Oilers are blank. Fill it in. 780-218-9999 or over in the nasty chat today as well. We have surpassed 350. The push is on to 400. Nay, the push is on to 500. Let's go. Hammer the likes for us. The Edmonton Oilers look like they are about to deliver another pretty deep playoff run for this city, which will be huge. Be huge for everybody involved, and very much looking forward to that. All right, we need somebody to play Kind of Easy Trivia today.
I got to put the coffee on.
Oh, almost time for that coffee. Yeah. We got Booze of the Week coming up with Strathcona Spirits.
Nice and hot by then.
We will get into that. If you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia right now, gift certificate to Mr. Mike's is up for grabs. Text the boys. Brundon has been actually in the producer chair for the last hour, and we haven't noticed a single issue.
I think he changed the 300, did he not, if I'm not mistaken? Was that?
What?
Yeah.
Brundon, you changed the 300?
Isn't that something?
Well done, sir. Well done. So text Brundon right now at 780-218-9999.
I'm so proud of you.
780-218-9999. I'm going to come over there and kiss you on the lips. Just kidding, Brundon. I won't. But we're proud of you.
We do with all the practice.
Yeah. Trev, you're fired. Brendan's working for free for the next 3 months. Like, let's. Sorry, Trev. You've been Wally pipped. Isn't that a guy?
Wally pipped.
Yeah, you've been Wally pipped. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Andrea's in and says, I don't know if I've recovered from last year's playoff run. Suck it up, Andrea. It's go time.
Yeah.
Right down the stretch here. It's going to be a great race for the President's Trophy. There's lots of stuff we'll get to. If you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, 780-218-9999. Coming up in hour number 3, we'll party all the time.
It's hard.
It's hard. Doom.
It's hard, Andrea.
Hard. Doom. Kind of Easy Trivia. 3 questions too many. That's the good. Finally, we get to dive into the CFL schedule. We'll take you through the Elks' entire schedule, the highlights, the lowlights, and so much more. So that's going to be good. Booze of the Week with Strathcona Spirits. Of course, for Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. The Marmot Basin Snow Report.
That's in.
It's already rolled in today.
It's in.
And what are we looking at for? Oh, Freshie.
Take a little peek, yeah.
So much Freshie.
On a bread and soup weekend, nonetheless, eh? Yeah.
I must have that.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Somebody texted that in earlier today.
Where's my hotkeys? Where is that? Oh, here we go. What are you doing this weekend, Eric?
A weekend wave of snow will mean less people on the slick roads.
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
God, I love
On a
that
Friday
lady.
morning.
I love that lady. Fat and Sassy Fridays. Right here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Bite that lip.
All right, let's get to an update right now for Windsor Plywood Leduc. These guys hopped on board at the beginning of the week. I'm sure I'm going to get an email at some point that says, we're out. What's going on here? You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts. You'd be crazy not to be partnered with us with the upcoming playoff run. If you are interested in doing business with us, business at edmontonsportstalk.com. I'm personally guaranteeing you the best bang for your buck in the entire city. What more can you ask for, right? Business at edmontonsportstalk.com. Let's dive into an update with LT.
Edmonton Oilers rolling. They'd score 4 unanswered on way to a 4-3 win over the Avalanche down in Colorado. Evan Bouchard with the game winner. Stuart Skinner, 22 saves in the victory as well. The Oilers will take a 4-game winning streak into Vancouver tomorrow night. The Canucks, meanwhile, they're heading in the opposite direction. They fall 5-1 to the Kings, and they have lost 6 of their past 7. Pair of games tonight. Vegas visit Carolina, and Buffalo are at home to Pittsburgh. The Edmonton Oil Kings continue a road trip in Saskatchewan tonight. Regina against the Pats. Puck drop at 7. That trip will wrap up tomorrow night in Moose Jaw. Over to the NBA, where the Thunder defeating the Cavaliers 134-114 in a battle of conference leaders. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Canadian, he had 40 points in the win. The Raptors are back in action tonight. They visit the Bucks in one of 9 games around the NBA. Australian Open saw Leila Fernandez ousted by Coco Gauff overnight, 6-4, 6-2 in third-round play. Over to the U of A. Basketball from the Saville Center tonight as the Golden Bears and Pandas will host UBC Okanagan. Tip-off for the Pandas at 6. Golden Bears hit the court at 8. Golden Bears hockey host Regina tonight, 7 o'clock from the Drake. The Pandas in Regina to battle the Cougars at 6. And over to track and field, the 52nd Golden Bears Open will start later this afternoon from the Butterdome and will run through the weekend. Sports Update brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
I am a Zach High man with the Leafs I used to ride, with Austin Matthews by my side. I scored a couple and I had a little fun. Signed with the Oilers in July of 21. The Leafs let me walk because they thought I had no soul. Now I'm over 50 goals. I am the dangler from way across the other side, where Beamers and Audis are supplied. Third overall in the draft 2014. Got a one-timer like the game has never seen. Bottom of the circle is the place where I get set. It's going in the net. I'm Nugent Hopkins. I was born in 93. All the way from Burnaby. Played some junior for Red Deer and had a ball. Signed with the Oilers when I went first overall. My two-way game, they said, is totally complete. The best in the league. The best in the league. The league. The league. The league. I'm Connor McDavid. I'm sure you've all seen my work. I'm not from this planet Earth. I'm deadly serious when I'm telling you what's up. My soul, it will not rest until we hoist the cup. Do what it takes through all the struggle and the pain, till just the oil remains. And we're gonna win again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
Oh, God, every single time I hear that song.
Makes my day.
Makes my day indeed. Thank you very much for being here this morning. It is the Nielson Show. I think Lieutenant Eric's putting on a pot of coffee because we're doing Booze of the Week today, and the Strathcona Spirit folks were like, I'm going to get some coffee there. Mix this liqueur. I have a hard time saying that. Anyway, we're going to get to that around 8:45 today. The Marmot Basin Snow Report. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Freshie. We got Freshie here. That's going to be good. The Raps coming up. We are going to dive into the Elks schedule around 8:30 today. Keep your text messages coming in. Instead of just saying the Oilers are a wagon, creating new, fun, and way better ways to say it, the Oilers are blank. Oh, a round of applause for Brendan. Did his hour in the producer's chair. Got through it fine. That was great. Now Trev slides back in. Changing 400, by the way. Not too shabby.
It's hard.
Changing 100. Changing 100.
There you go. We're changing 500 today. I mean, technically, we are on a 600 pace, but that's asking too much. I'm not even going to put that out there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, let's change 500. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, hammer the thumbs up for us and sub to the channel if you haven't already as we make our push to 11.2 thousand and try to get to 12. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart, very simple. All we ask of you is that you tell your friends how easy it is to stream our station on TuneIn and iHeart with all the other radio stations in the world. It's a very simple process. All right, we've got lots to get to. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio today, where they've got that $4 value menu now available. Brendan, how'd that hour go for you, man? How you feeling right now?
Lights were bright.
Yeah.
But I think we made it. Like I said, there was no crazy hiccups or
anything. I'm not going to lie.
Seamless.
When Trev slid you in there for hour number 2, I was like, oh, man, we got a video guest. We got a phone guest. Like, hour number 2 was not an easy hour, but you got through it, man.
Well, my teacher over here, he led me through.
Well, that's because he showered this morning and had breakfast before he came in. Yeah, so that's good.
It's like
all right.
Noah Philp.
Who's that? Brendan.
Yeah, you don't. You didn't know it. Like,
Noah Philp did take that penalty last night.
Yeah, but I'm saying the 80% in the dot, the first game
was
all
on
that
the
stuff.
ice for a goal for
You're not
last
asking
night
for two. You just keep it going. And
yeah, you're Noah Philp, Brendan. What do you think about that?
I think that's the greatest compliment I could receive.
It's a test drive. You're taking the right.
Exactly. All right, who's playing Kind of Easy Trivia today? Who do we got?
We got Corey on the line.
All right, Corey's going to play Kind of Easy Trivia today. Needs to get 3 of 5 correct to win that gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. And if I were you, I'd start planning now because later this month it begins. Stake your claim at Mr. Mike's. I think it starts January 26th.
A steak, eh?
I'll double check on this.
Is
but
that a
it's
play on words here?
2-course steak dinner for just $39.99. Hello. Caesar salad or a rustic onion soup. Then enjoy your tender 7-ounce sirloin steak with béarnaise butter and garlic mashed potatoes loaded with savory toppings. Tease me, Mr. Mikes. Tease me indeed. I love béarnaise sauce. One time I drank.
Sure.
Like I'd been boozing on a golf trip.
Yeah.
But I was like, I love béarnaise sauce. And one of my buddies was like, if you love it so much, you should drink the rest of that container. I was like, I will.
Yep.
So it was like, I don't know, there must have been probably like 300, 400 milliliters of béarnaise sauce.
Maybe Strathcona Spirits can do a little something for you here.
It's yummy. Yeah. Can I take this liqueur and mix it with
Dusty's béarnaise
sauce? All right, Corey's going to play today. He needs to get 3 out of 5 correct. Here we go. Corey, you ready to roll?
I'm ready to go.
All right, here we go. The Oilers are a Jake Taylor bunt. All right, Corey.
Show me that's enough.
We'll start the ticker after we read the first question. Here we go. Good luck, man. How many goals did the Oilers trail by last night?
3.
Which defenseman scored the winner for the Oilers?
Bouchard.
True or false? Mikko Rantanen is a defenseman.
False.
Name one NFL team playing this weekend.
The Chiefs.
Which league released its schedule yesterday?
NFL.
Boom. 5 for 5. Corey got it.
Oh, is that dirty? This is not just a dream, it's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions. Oh, is that dirty?
Frustration sets in and the emotion goes out, and then you just start playing with yourself.
Oh, is that dirty?
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
All right, hour number 3 is off and running. Thank you very much for being here today, and congratulations. Your Edmonton Oilers are bloody monsters right now. They just are. Doesn't matter if they're down 2-0. Doesn't matter if they're down 3-0. They just they keep pushing.
They prefer it.
They like it. It makes their day. It makes their day.
They like it hard.
That's what it does. Man, they got to stop saying that.
It's so good.
This is a classic. We brought this back yesterday.
Taking a few years to put all
Just a
this
sec. Let me just
together.
reset this quickly for everybody who might not. Maybe you're new to us. I'd be a little. Well, I guess some people might have just started watching and following us since we launched on YouTube and everything.
Yeah.
But back at 1260, we were working on this. Well, when we got canned.
It was a summer project that you kept adding to piece by piece, day to day, week to week.
Such a good buzz. There was a great buzz going around it.
Yeah.
And
even Gene was loving it. I mean, the Oilers were using that track as it was. Like it was the hit of the summer.
I remember.
People were talking.
I remember when my boss called me while somebody else was firing all you guys. I was getting fired by somebody else.
Yeah, it was a real.
And he called me and he said, "Dusty, I didn't talk long. I don't think he wanted to get into a conversation with me, and it's probably a wise decision." But he goes, "I just wanted to let you know that we just took 1260 off the air." And I said, "But what about the Party All the Time remix?" Like that was the first thing I replied to. And luckily, I managed to get my hands on it. And we're running this back now because it's a beauty.
Very impressive. Taking a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine. That's why it's the Stanley Cup. It's hard. It's hard.
So how good is that? And we didn't even run it during the playoffs last year. Can you imagine Party All the Time remix during a playoff run this year? Game changer. Game changer. All right. We're going to get into 3 questions too many right away. That's good. It'll be a look at the CFL schedule. By the way, our dusty teaser for the cool bet is now posted. And they moved some numbers around so they weren't flat numbers, so we got better. We got Chiefs -1.5, Lions -2.5, Rams +12.5, and the Ravens +5.5. And it's +210. It's a teaser. We bought a ton of points, but it's over 2-1. So +210. You find that in the exclusives page over at CoolBet. So go to coolbet.com, look on the left side, you'll find the exclusives tab, hop in there. Chiefs -1.5, Lions -2.5, Rams +12.5, Ravens +5.5. That is my teaser for the NFL playoff weekend. All right, Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for 3 questions too many today?
3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where it's always hard. Down at the dealership, Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Hard.
It's hard.
What a great Ken Holland tribute now after the fact.
Bring him along for the ride now, too. Like, it's Kenny, he...
like, if they go on another deep run, Ken Holland should be a part of it in some way, and the only way that will happen will be in the Party All the Time remix.
He'll be in the guide and record book.
And we got Pete left a tire fire. There's the Shirelli's legacy lives on.
Well, sure.
Why not? Do you have a Twitter account?
Yes. At Lieutenant_Eric, where this morning you put out a nice X.
I did?
Or tweet.
Oh, yeah, that was
great. It's doing the rounds. It is the meme. Schedule lost, but not for me.
Yeah. That was sent to us by Rip City Step.
Correct.
I don't know if he got it from somewhere or he made it, but I put it out on Twitter, and people are loving it. All right, let's get into this. Question number 1. I'm going to take this one from Kyle the Embalmer, actually. In honor of Sum 41 playing at Edmonton tonight on their farewell tour.
Wow.
What band or player would you want to see before they retire?
Band or player?
Yeah, so I guess it's music or athlete, I guess. It's LeBron James for me.
It's a wide net.
If I don't go to see LeBron play in person, I will never, ever, ever let myself... Now, I got to get on it. I've been saying this for 10 years.
Yeah.
But there's... this year or next, I will see LeBron play a basketball game in person. Did you see that little girl that was sitting courtside? And she was just like... When she saw him first, she was bawling. She was like 7, 8 years old. She was crying. And then
it's the aura.
After the game, he took a picture with her, and I think her sister, and gave her like... the wrist things he was wearing. And I was so jealous of that 7-year-old girl. And then I thought, man, if I sit courtside, and because her reaction went viral, somebody sent it to him. He saw it on his phone at halftime and then made sure he got a picture with her after the game. If I sit courtside and when I see him run by me, if I start bawling, I feel like a grown man crying courtside would go viral. He'd see it on his phone, and after the game, he'd come take a picture with me. That's my plan. So, yeah, my answer to this question would be LeBron.
I'd love to see Frankie Valli.
Frankie Valli.
Yeah. He's still performing live, and the shows are just great.
When was the last time he was in Edmonton?
I'd travel far distances.
You should do it.
For a glimpse of a Frankie Valli live show.
Remember that thing? YOLO.
Because, boy, does he can still perform. Him or the Vegas guy there in Vegas Vacation, what's
Tom
his,
Jones.
No, the one that starts hitting on what's her face there. And,
Tom Jones.
Clark gets all upset.
Oh, Wayne Newton.
Yeah. He's still alive, is he not?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah, Frankie Valli. He's never been better and never looked better. Boy, can he still perform? And for an athlete, I guess it would have to be. I don't know. It'd be neat to see Josh Allen, I guess. It'd be neat. Actually, it's not a player. I would love to go to Highmark and catch a Bills game in that stadium.
Oh, okay.
Because some of those old girls, when they get torn down, the new stadium will be nice and all, but it's not going to have that vibe. Let's be honest. Like, you can probably do a lot of things and get away with a lot of things at Highmark. Ralph Wilson, if you will.
The band thing will be answered for me this summer with Creed in town on a Tuesday.
Well, absolutely, yeah.
Trev, what about you, buddy? One band or athlete that you'd like to see in person?
Okay, well, I'm going to go with LT to see Frankie Valley. That's what will happen.
Have you seen him lately? He's killing it.
Yeah, I've seen some clips. I'm like, oh gosh, he still got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would absolutely love that to go to a concert with LT. That would be great. See Frankie Valley.
Well, let's look at tickets. Maybe Fans First could help us out.
Yeah, I love Big Girls Don't Cry. We'll go see that, and then Ovi's in town next week. I've never seen Ovi. That's the one player I've always wanted to see, so I'd probably go with Ovechkin.
Yeah, well, you're running out of time.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to go next week.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea.
And then it'll check off that box.
Yep. Maybe he'll bury one for you, but the Oilers still win like 4-1 or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'd like to see next week? Oilers win 4-3, but Ovi's got 3.
Yeah, I'd like to see that too.
That would be pretty cool.
See Ovechkin score a goal in person. Be able to tell my boy that one day or girl.
We went and saw Ovi a few years back, and he did get one. And Marshall was pretty stoked.
I bet
he was pretty fired up. All right, question number 2: which player is the biggest X factor in NFL playoff action this weekend?
I like how Herm went with the Ravens tight ends as well.
Yeah.
Because I was everybody's reading the headlines there and the quarterbacks and the running backs, but so maybe that's it. X factor. Like Derrick Henry. Like if he has a good game, that could tilt things quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Especially, are we expecting a ton of snow or is it just going to be cold?
Snow and cold. I don't know about a ton. Like I don't know if they're getting fans to dig them out again or whatever, but I don't know if there's a risk of it being postponed, but I think it'll just be kind of you get that lakeside effect, right? You never know what's going to happen there. It snows
like
on one block.
Squall,
well, you have one block, and then the next block it's completely bone dry, right? So the Ravens have their running back, and that's what Lamar hasn't had for a while, right? So that's kind of, they got him. They're like, well, this is the year they can do it. So I'll go with him. He's the X factor. He has a big game, which he has a lot of them this year. And maybe the Bills' defense as well, because the Ravens' defense has been turning it on as of late, and the Bills' defense does send some shivers up and down my spine.
I'm going to go with the guy that I think is the most likely to pull off the upset, and that'd be Matthew Stafford. If Matthew Stafford balls out, they're going to beat the Eagles. Like I don't see Matthew Stafford having a 300-yard passing game and losing to the Eagles. If he steps up, gets Puka Nacua going early, so I'll say Matthew Stafford's the biggest X factor this week.
And that's a Sunday game as well, correct?
That's the first Sunday game.
Yeah. So 1 degree and snow as well for Philly. Weather might not be the best there. So
Stafford finds a way. He's like life on Jurassic Park. Question number 3. It's National Bootleggers Day. If you guys needed to start smuggling 6 o'clock or lager across the border, how would you do it?
I thought you were referring to the clothing store.
No, but that's still the biggest store in Cranbrook.
It's still going. Yeah. It's what keeps most malls alive is the bootlegger.
People have been lining up outside the Bootlegger in Cranbrook on Boxing Day for 30 years. It used to be the biggest thing.
Yeah, Randy River, take that. Hey,
yeah.
Talk about lasting generations.
Like I go back to the Tamarack Mall in Cranbrook, and basically every single store since I moved away when I was 24 years ago, there's 2 stores. Every single store has been changed except for 2. Bootlegger and Kohl's Books.
Kohl's. You still got that, yeah.
We got a Kohl's and a Bootlegger's.
Indigo hasn't found their way there yet. Yeah.
But yeah, they the entire mall has changed except for those 2 places.
Yeah.
Bootlegger lives on.
You can find a Bootlegger, a Reitman's.
Yeah,
for you ladies out there.
I think it has a Reitman's too.
Yeah.
I think it still has a Reitman's.
Sorry, the original though bootlegging question.
Yeah, how would you smuggle 6 o'clock or lager across the border?
I think the easy answer is just get our old pal Latif, the man in the chair.
It's just sneak.
He's smuggled
cans under his chair.
He smuggled flats of 6 o'clock. I mean, you want that?
You want Latif to be muling for us?
He could rob a bank without.
Nobody would say anything.
You know, no alarms would get pulled. Yeah. Nobody would know. In and out. Wheels in, wheels out.
The song would be epic. I'm robbing a bank.
Dude.
Teller, are you ready?
Yep.
Bank vault person, are you ready?
Look at Dex. Bootlegger is closing a bunch of locations. Apparently. Source. Give us a source.
Horrible
you
timing.
Can't just say that.
You know how I would do it in the most inconspicuous fashion? Hot air balloon. How do they track a hot air balloon over the water?
That was my answer.
Were you going to say a hot air balloon too?
Oh, you guys.
No way. Oh, did we just become best friends?
Oh my God. Yep.
Hot air balloon.
Yeah, that's
Nobody's
exactly what I was thinking.
ever going to think somebody's smuggling something in a hot air balloon. They're just going to having a good time.
It's when you see a hot air balloon, that's not what comes to mind.
Never.
That's probably the last thing. And everyone, if when you do land, they'll be just distracted. They'll by how majestic the hot air balloon is.
Like you're the Count of Monte Cristo.
This is my hot air balloon here. Yeah, you can get in here, and then while that happens, you distract people, and then get someone to take the 6 o'clock loggers. That is exactly what I was thinking.
And hot air balloons are bigger up close,
very big,
than they are in the sky.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're massive.
Yeah, you could put a ton of 6 o'clock logger in there, and then you just have to put more hot air in the balloon to rise it up and take it over the border.
Yes. And people would be like, wow, beautiful hot air balloon. Like, they wouldn't cross their mind at all.
Imagine if you got caught and got put in the pen. And they're like, what are you in for? It's smuggling. How are you doing it? Hot air balloon.
Yeah. Like,
You
that's
become
a first.
hot air balloon Trev in prison.
Impounded.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Imagine the race. They're trying to catch you and you're in a hot air balloon. Try to get away. It's way better than because everybody smuggles all their things in small jets. Like the one that got smashed in the first episode of Landman. Like that's what, those are, you're like, well, that plane's probably smuggling the dope.
Tom Cruise did it for the CIA
in a small plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, should have used a hot air balloon. All right, 780-218-9999. Anthony's in and says, I used to love heading to the mall in North Battleford and going to San Francisco.
Ooh.
Even though it was junk, but as a kid, it seemed so great.
And then you work your way to the back there?
I know. And they had cards of naked ladies. And I remember my buddy Vis stole a pack from there of the naked ladies when he was younger.
And that inventory must have been no. San Francisco was great, and props to the North Battleford Mall. That place is it's still going, baby.
Is it really? Like it's still?
Oh yeah, it is humming.
Good for them. Like for a small town mall to survive when you can order so much stuff on Amazon and there's a Walmart down the street.
Yeah,
like that's pretty impressive.
Much like Westmount Mall, which you'll be at later today.
I'll probably gonna pop in.
You might as well go for a loop, go for a lap.
I'm going to be at Westmount Boston Pizza at 11 for the lock shop. Tommy will be by. We'll be there for lunch doing the Oil Stream Live today. So if you want to swing on by, say hi, have a bite to eat, chat with us for a little bit, check out the Oil Stream Live. Feel free to do that. But yeah, before I might pop in. I'll just do a walk down the mall.
Stretch your legs, yeah.
Just a walk down the mall.
As I said, you can get a hearing test, you can get a vision test, you can do all the tests.
I should get a hearing test. But yeah, San Francisco was something.
Spencer's doesn't equate. I would say they're trying. Yeah. Like it's kind of that Temu version of San Francisco.
Spencer's is what you get from Wish.com when you order San Francisco.
Yeah, there's so much crap in there. It's just wall to wall.
Yeah, you could never
like it's easy to steal from there. Nobody would notice.
And how could they have that kind of dirty section just out in the open like that?
Well, and the posters, like right
there. How did you do? What was up with that? All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. If you're watching over on YouTube today, we are at 441. This is a 500-like show because the Oilers are blank. Fill it in, 780-218-9999. But let's smash through 500 here. Let's take this thing for a bloody ride today. And if you are all fired up and you want more awesome content, you are lucky because when we're done, we got 9 more great hours of content here today on Edmonton Sports Talk. We've got the Hangout from 9 to 11. We've got the Lock Shop from 11 to 1, the Oil Stream from 1 to 3, EST Afternoons with Hernan and Gager from 1 to 3, and then the Reed Wilkins Show from 3 to 6 today with the glue guy, Jay Milne, riding shotgun over there. Coming up just after 8:30 here, it is time. The CFL schedule has been released. We will look at it week by week for the Double E, see where we think they can take advantage of a few things, where they might run into a little bit of trouble. That is on the way coming up. We've got the Marmot Basin Snow Report. Booze of the Week is going to be happening with Strathcona Spirits, of course, for Sobeys Liquor, and the Wrap for William Huff still to come. So we got jam-packed final 30 minutes of the show today. And if you are watching on YouTube, you can't take that like and use it later at a store somewhere today. So give it to us right now. Hammer the thumbs up and sub to the channel if you haven't already. We think you will enjoy the next few months here on EST. Let's get to an update right now for Sit and Sleep with Lieutenant Eric.
The Edmonton Oilers roaring from behind. They'd score 4 unanswered on way to a 4-3 win over the Avalanche. They'll wrap up their road trip tomorrow night in Vancouver, having won 4 straight. The Canucks, meanwhile, they've lost 6 of 7 following last night's 5-1 loss to the Kings. A pair of games around the league tonight. Vegas are in Carolina, while the Sabres welcome in the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Edmonton Oil Kings visit the Regina Pats tonight at 7. That road trip will wrap up tomorrow night in Moose Jaw. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander pouring in 40, leading the Thunder over the Cavaliers 134-114. The Raptors are back on the court tonight. They'll visit the Bucks in one of 9 games around the association. Leila Fernandez eliminated from the Australian Open in third-round action overnight by American Coco Gauff 6-4, 6-2. Over to the University of Alberta. The basketball squads will host UBC Okanagan tonight from the Saville Centre, and tomorrow as well. Pandas tip off at 6. Golden Bears hit the court at 8. Golden Bears hockey host Regina tonight. Puck drop 7 o'clock from the Drake. The Pandas visiting the Cougars. A puck drop at 6. And the 52nd Golden Bears Open track and field event starts later this afternoon from the Butterdome and will run through the weekend.
And Reed Wilkins will be in the corner playing the track and field video game in full track and field equipment.
Find a plug-in, take the game down there. I mean, who says no? Sports Update brought to you by Sit and Sleep. They're currently offering a winter clearance event. From massive discounts on major sleep brands to unbeatable deals on Canadian-made custom furniture, our winter clearance event is your chance to transform your home at a fraction of the cost. Plus, you can enjoy perks like free local white glove delivery and special financing offers that make it even easier to bring home the best. Visit us today, South Common, next to Planet Fitness.
I can remember back being an 11-year-old kid, about 75 pounds on the basketball court against the neighborhood bully, kicking his behind left, right, and center.
I call you when I need you, my heart's on fire.
When it was all said and done, he was a little upset, so he punched me in the mouth.
You come to me, wild and wild.
My uncles were over on the side, observing, talking amongst themselves, adult things.
When you come to me,
when he punched me in my mouth, I decided I'm running to my uncle. You know what he did? He pushed me back to him. I went back and he punched me in my mouth again. I ran to my uncle, looking for protection. Needed Big Brother to protect me. He pushed me back again. And you know what I did? I faced him in the eyes and I said, my uncle's not going to help me. And I punched him in the face. Then I looked him in the eye and I said, then what? Now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do?
you're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone I ever met.
Oh, the boys are the best, aren't they? That is the Kavich Reed pump-up song from Whale and the Wolf. Going to be in the mix for an Esty, I would think.
Should have been the soundtrack to the Elks schedule release.
That should have been. Oh, wouldn't that have been great? We're going to get to the Elks schedule coming up. Got to get to this text first, though. This is a pretty good one. When I hear I have a show on Edmonton Sports Talk,
Makes my day.
a text comes in from Reed today on his way in.
Reed Wilkins.
Reed Wilkins texting in to get his own clip played.
Trying to get to A&W.
Go move. Reed, we have extra A&W gift certificates. You can just grab one if you want. All right, here we go. The Edmonton Elks schedule for the Italian Center. That's a good, as we finally have it. We had to wait like an extra month to get it, but we got it. All the teams did their funny schedule release videos. I actually liked Edmonton's. And I didn't know if it was a trend. Like, is it a thing now where people just try to blend everything?
I said to somebody today in the Paris Jewelers inbox, I just want a team to... here's the PDF.
Here's the schedule.
Like, it's almost done so much now. There's so much attention and finance dumped into this stuff. We've kind of jumped the shark here. Hampton Steve says, if you view the CFL schedule through the tampering window, it'll reveal who will win the Grey Cup. Maybe you could kind of see it through there. But no, 3 Down Nation did a ranking.
Yeah.
And Edmonton placed pretty well. I don't know if that was strength of schedule or just I think more so of the release.
Yeah, it was a video release.
But Winnipeg's was pretty blunt and to the point, too.
Yeah, they just were like, we're the Bombers.
Roses
Here
are
you
red,
go.
Bombers are blue. We like hot meals for breakfast. In Calgary, your players would too. Like just going right after the Stamps.
Well, you know what? You know what the Calgary Stampeders should do with this hot meal issue?
They got to use it. You got to.
There's
turn
an
that
Italian.
around.
There's an Italian center shop in Calgary.
Easy.
Like, just go. Do you not know like the hot and serve meals, the heat and serve meals? Like, go get a bunch of those spaghettis and meatballs. Go get a bunch of lasagnas and feed your players. They'd love it. At the Italian Center, hell, go get a bunch of paninos, put them in the microwave. Boom, you got a hot meal for your football team.
That's the clubhouse. It should be packed with
But
paninos.
for the Bombers to lay that out that way,
just
really,
right at
like,
them. Like
the Calgary Stampeders catching strays in the Bombers schedule release right off the top. God. Anyway, this is what we have for Edmonton. Remember, no easy games. I mean, I would expect a lot of these teams, the teams that were bad next to last year, will probably be a little bit better.
the parity we saw last year is probably going to carry over.
All right, so they'll start preseason action. They will be on the road in Calgary, then home against BC May 24th, May 30th in the 2 preseason games. Then they go on the road. I hope I'm doing this game. It'll be Saturday, June 7th in Vancouver against Nathan Rourke and the BC Lions. So they open on the road. Then they have a bye week early in the season. Then they are home. That's what I was going for that Hurts today. MBT. They're home against McLeod Bethel Thompson's Montreal Alouettes for the home opener. Did you see him yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well,
like enough of this guy.
What did he said? Like, what is it?
He said the same things he said here last year. I'm totally okay with a backup role, but I've still got starter stuff in me. Like it's gonna if Davis Alexander, they're gonna go through the exact same thing here last year.
He also said something to the effect of like, how do you feel? Like, well, I'm going to go where they offer, like, give me a job pretty much. Like, this was the only place I could go. Of course, you're going to be happy to be there. It is interesting. He did have that, was it like a 3-pronged tweet of like a message to Edmonton.
From Dave,
was it Morley?
Morley, it was from Morley, yeah.
So
through Morley from MBT. Anyway, home opener, week 3 against the Montreal Alouettes. Week 4, they're on the road in Winnipeg. Week 5 and 6, they are home to the Red Blacks and the Lions. Then they have another bye in week 7. Then they've got a road game against the Riders on July 25th, home against the Ticats, on the road against the Alouettes, home against the Argos, on the road against the Red Blacks. And that eats up a good portion of their East schedule. It's a lot of West coming home. They get the obvious Labor Day and rematch against Calgary. Then they're on the road out east, Toronto, Hamilton. Then they wrap up home against Saskatchewan, bye week, home against the Bombers, in Vancouver, home against Calgary. Yeah. That's a nice finish to the season, I think.
Yeah, and I'm looking, as you said, the bye weeks, week 2, 7, and 18. So that's kind of, spread out pretty good, I would think. In terms of tailgating, which is kind of where I look at the schedule and decided there. One single 1:00 kickoff at home. That's to Hamilton, Saturday, August 2. You've got a couple of Sunday games at 5. The fall, though, post Labor Day. I mean, the Labor Day rematch Saturday,
Fives.
Saturday, 3 straight home 5:00 kickoffs on Saturday in the fall. So that'll be really nice for the. I'm sure a chili cook-off, smack dab somewhere in there. You get a good couple of summer games, one afternoon game on a Saturday, 2 Sunday games at 5:00, both July 6th and 13th, so earlier in the season there, and only one Thursday home game, and that's, as you mentioned, the home opener against the Montreal Alouettes. So, yeah, it looks like a pretty nice schedule, and as you mentioned, too, a lot of West teams, like you'll figure out who they are and making hay in that latter part of the season post-Labor Day.
I was thinking from a parent perspective, and I'll be watching a Lazy game, but Tam likes to bring the kids to the game.
There's different ways to look at the schedule.
Yeah,
in terms of who
I look at it from a
parent
parent perspective, and like Sunday, July 6th, 5 p.m., Sunday, July 13th, 5 p.m., we could definitely go to those games. Saturday, August 2nd, 1 p.m., we can go to that one. An August Friday night game, 7 o'clock. Our kids don't usually stay up past like 8:30, but it's a Friday night, 7 o'clock. Probably can do that. Saturday at 5 o'clock, Saturday at 5 o'clock, Saturday at 5 o'clock. Like this is a family friendly schedule for home games, I think.
Yep.
So anyway, that's good. We finally have the Double E schedule for the season. And I don't mind them starting on the road against BC. I mean, like Edmonton, fresh head coach. We'll see what ends up happening on that front. So, I think it's going to be. I like the schedule. I think it's a pretty good schedule for the Do you worry at all about the home opener not being until week 3?
I think, look, you can take it either way. I think I'll see Iwanek there, and he can lay down the case for that as well. But I think, too, that you can view it in a positive way as well, depending on what happens in that season opener. You can work some things out that you saw. And again, you could argue, I think your point was creating a bit of a buzz as well and getting on that. So I don't know. You factor in like an Oilers... that type of thing happening around that time as well. Maybe you're thinking in terms of schedules coinciding and depending on how deep that run goes. So, yeah, whatever. I'm fine with it, and I think, it gives you some time, and I think you look at the positive way of it and promoting it a little bit more.
We actually have some Double E news that has just been released. Speaking of releasing, the Elks have released American defensive back Luchez Purifoy. 32-year-old defender spent the last 2 seasons at Edmonton, suiting up for 31 games with the green and gold. Purifoy is a 9-year CFL veteran who's accumulated 376 defensive tackles, 24 picks, 9 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 2 defensive touchdowns, and 131 career games. He was a All-Star, a West Division All-Star, or West Division All-CFL in 2024.
For a bonus type of thing? Or
well, I don't know. That's interesting because he is the experienced veteran in their secondary.
Yeah.
I wonder if they try to change that safety spot into a Canadian roster position. Maybe that's what's.
I've always loved the Canadian safety.
The Canadian safety.
I've always liked the organizing.
There's some good Canadian safeties
yeah.
around the league too.
Absolutely.
Not that they can maybe get one of those guys, but
Herb was
I wonder
talking
if that's
too
what
about
they're
the
doing.
D line, and I wonder if a guy like an Anthony Lanier or something factors in there, or even a return of a Jake Serezna, right?
Yeah,
wouldn't that be something? He finds his way
he's
back,
a free
and you have
agent.
Curly Gittins on the team.
Oh, that tampering window.
Hey,
Kevin Van Desselaar over on the Nasty Chat says, "What's the record 3 games in?" And Big U quickly replies 3-0. But they get on the road in BC, home to the Alouettes, on the road in Winnipeg. If you're 1-2 through the first 3, are you okay with the start? I mean, if you're 2-1, you're very happy. I think.
Well, and I think there's you mentioned BC too. I mean, there's a lot of question marks, not just around this Elks team heading into the season, but a few others.
Yeah.
So we'll see what BC brings to the table. I'm sure Rourke will probably find himself again, but that's a different coaching staff and everything. So that'll be interesting to see. Let's get through a tampering window first, at least. Maybe when we hit free agency, we can start talking records. But a tampering window would be nice to kind of see what these teams start compiling of in terms of players.
All right. Coming up still here, we got the Marmot Basin Snow Report. We've got the wrap for William Huff, and we're turning beer of the week into booze of the week. So we're going to get to that here coming up next right away. That's good for the Italian Center. And we finally have our hands on the Double E schedule for the upcoming season, which I'm very excited about. Trev, you got the beer song? Let's set that up. We're gonna get booze of the week set up right now. And you got that coffee ready? Coffee's on.
Coffee's
right?
on, baby.
All right, we're gonna get into that as well. Hit it, Trev. .43 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. We do have a gift certificate to Sobeys Safeway Liquor that we are going to be giving away here, so be ready for that. You can text in and join us on that one. We've got the wrap for William Huff still to come. We'll let you know what's happening up at the hill with the Marmot Basin Snow Report. That's locked and loaded here as well. But yeah, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Another Oilers win last night. We were 27 likes away from changing 500. So let's hammer the thumbs up for us if you wouldn't mind. Scuba Steve's already in the text line. He says, booze me. That's how we will do it. If you want to win the gift certificate to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, text booze me right now to 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. I like Andrew. She said, I've already booked a few hours off for the Thursdays and Friday games, which is what you're looking for, and that's definitely what you want. Yeah, bring the coffee thing over. What you need, yeah. Okay, perfect. All right, we are gonna. This is a little bit different. Usually, we're just rolling out beer after beer after beer after beer, but we've kind of rebranded for Booze of the Week for Sobeys and Safeway Liquor today. And let's bring in our guest today. We've got Adam Smith from Strathcona Spirits. Adam, thanks a lot for coming in today.
My pleasure. Happy to be here.
Yeah. What are you working on over here? Look at all this stuff that you brought in.
Well, the spirit of the week is Strathcona Spirits Velvet Cream.
Okay.
But you guys probably want to taste it a few different ways. So I guess like center cut, the most typical way to drink Velvet Cream is just in a coffee. Well, I guess the most typical way is probably over the rocks.
Just okay on the rocks.
Over the rocks is great.
Okay.
After a meal or something like that.
How popular is this for you guys?
This is an item we created to be. We're a pretty niche place.
Okay.
We make unique stuff, like unique lines of whiskey. We got a cedar rested gin out. We got gin that's with botanicals that are all picked in Edmonton.
So unique stuff, eh? That's what you're trying to do.
Unique stuff. Velvet Cream. It's unique because it's like a cream liqueur, kind of like a Bailey's thing, but much better and local with an infusion of willow bark and vanilla.
Oh, wow.
But it's a grocery item. It's something you need to get every day. So how or every week at least.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of these can sit in your shelf for like a month or two.
Yeah.
So we wanted something that's on the grocery list because it goes in your coffee. It's your grandma likes it, your buddies like it.
Okay.
It's something for everybody.
It's good having this stuff around.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's good. And it's busy. People say, oh, but then it's quiet all you sell a lot in the winter, but then it's not that bumping in the summer. No. Camping season in the summer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good point.
It's a skew
There's always a reason.
in the alcohol industry that has two bumping seasons. And we don't pander like that very often, but it was time for us to put out a grocery item.
Yeah.
And it's been wonderful.
All right. Well, so we're going to mix it with the coffee over here.
Yep.
And Dusty's a huge coffee
We're going to mix
guy.
it with
Tell him,
we're going to
Dusty,
mix it with well, I don't drink coffee. I don't necessarily like coffee, so I'm thinking this is going to make the coffee better for me.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Well, if you would like to skip on the coffee thing, just like
No, I got to try it. I got to try it. Yeah, I want to try it.
Let's go.
Yeah, I once tried a pickled herring on the show, Adam.
Pickled herring. Nice.
Yeah. No, it was disgusting.
Okay, it's a kipper before it's pickled, and then it's a herring. Or
Is that how it works? I have no idea how it works.
It's a kipper after it's pickled.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that. We learn something new on the show every single day.
Do we need a stir?
So
Should I get a
how much
spoon,
are
or
you
we
putting
good
in
to
there?
go?
I'm going like
It's a generous Friday
I'm
pour,
going-
eh?
Well, it's serving a lot of purposes here.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
velvet cream is your sweetener.
Here, Trev.
It's a little bit of it's a cream, so it takes the bitterness of the
gotta
coffee.
share
This
out.
is an
It's
awesome-
a multi-purpose tool.
Awesome bottle.
Yeah, we're very proud of the bottle. The bottle was our design, everything about it.
Yeah.
Even the shape entirely.
Thank you.
Thank
you,
we
sir.
custom made that shape, and it was based off an Italian olive oil bottle. And then the artwork here is, when we looked it up, it had turned 100 years old. It was done by a group of 7 artists, and it was on the cover of a very unique Indigenous poet out of Vancouver. Her book called Legends of Vancouver. That's where
that's where you got the artwork
from. But then we modified a little bit. We put we figured that this would be we targeted it for the Alberta and BC markets, so we removed the mountains on it and put on Robson and Cascade Mountain. So to put Alberta and BC mountains
To mix
on
it in
there.
then, yeah.
touch.
And then we put a birch leaf on there because there's birch in it. And
Okay.
birch is a unique thing to use in cuisine as well because it contains acetylsilic acid, so it's actually like a painkiller in many ways.
Oh, really?
not making any health claims here.
Yeah. But you can stretch it that this does age you. This is an assistant.
It's neat.
So would this be like a 50-50 mix? Is that
no, I think I dropped only like an ounce and a bit in there.
Okay.
But it's 20%.
It's 18%.
You got to get the cream up. 18%.
18%. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, cheers.
Cheers, boys. Yeah,
Cheers to the Oilers. Down 3-0, and we're going to try this. It was a nice comeback last night.
See that on the highlights last night.
I could drink coffee like this.
Yeah, there you go.
I will tell you that right now.
You found it. Yeah,
I could drink coffee like this.
A good introduction to the drink. Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, we're very happy with it. Yeah, very happy with it.
Like, I hate coffee.
Okay. So
but this is a good drink.
Yeah.
Well, I've even hated Baileys and stuff. Like that's I don't even I don't rock with that too much anymore. It's gotten old. This is
much less cloying, and so we wanted to make a cream liqueur that was stable and useful, but not so overwhelmingly sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is like as don't get me wrong, it's still sweet, but it's as less sweet as we could make it and make it very stable.
Absolutely. Yeah, you hit it out of the park.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks a lot, guys.
And then we're gonna mix it. What else are we mixing it with? What's the other one here that we're gonna
Next thing is this is a little unusual.
Okay.
This is our absinthe.
Okay.
Which is it was the spirit of the year in the Canadian Spirit.
Do we have the spoon and everything? Like, are we doing this the
spirit of the year in the Canadian?
Not just the best in class.
Yeah.
It was the spirit of the year. So
holy smokes! Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was that was a unique thing. We made this absinthe because we didn't think it was gonna be a crazy mover, but it's something that we make for kind of for the reputation. We want to make weird, eclectic stuff.
Sure.
So went to Switzerland and France to learn about how absinthe is made and go to the motherland, do a pilgrimage. Went there, and most of the time there, you drink it out of a fountain, ice cold water, down.
Yeah.
Sometimes over sugar cubes, but I've never seen anyone drink it over a sugar cube. It's just ice cold water, as cold as you can get it, into absinthe. And it's not a mess you up thing either.
You don't go on a vision quest. You could, I guess.
You could, but it's a refreshing drink. It's just a lot of botanical action, and it's really good in kind of unsurprising ways. Absinthe and root beer, incredible.
No way.
Is that right?
I love root beer.
Yes. Absinthe and velvet cream. We call it a slippery sidewalk.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Based on the slippery nipple.
Yeah, okay.
It is a local, very tasty version of a creamy thing mixed with. To those who don't know what absinthe tastes like, it's like walking in a forest. It's like it's fennel and wormwood, and those are the kind of main flavor profiles. But it's like a real foresty experience. You guys want me to pour those out right now?
Let's join you in the woods here. Let's try this.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah, you don't want to mix that in your coffee.
I see what you're doing here.
Man, this velvet cream in this coffee is
You
delicious.
found a way to coffee now. Yeah,
it is delicious. Like, I really like that. It surprised the hell out of me. All right, so look at this absinthe going into the velvet cream.
Just sits in there nice. Okay, yeah.
Just
Not a lot.
little shot.
Just a little bit.
A little goes a long way.
Okay.
Now, are we shooting this, or you want to sip it? Is that type of?
Give her a little swirl.
Okay. Swirl it up.
Give her a little swirl to get her mixed in there. And then take a draw on it, because it's like a big nose on this thing.
Huge nose on this thing. It's like I just jammed my nose into a bag of black licorice.
Yeah, isn't
right?
That
is that not what it is?
That's what it is. Yeah.
Anise, sweet fennel, and wormwood are the trinity of absinthe.
Trev, you smell this stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then you go two ways. You could shoot it.
You could shoot it?
Or it depends what you're in the mood for.
Yeah, sure.
I poured those pretty long.
Hey, yours is pretty big.
Well, yeah.
Are we going?
Let's just
if
shoot
you want, I'll join
Friday.
on the sidewalk here.
The Oilers are awake for the boys.
Cheers.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Slippery sidewalk here.
But now taste it. Now that we've shot it.
Well, that's candy, baby. That's like that's a Christmassy treat.
Maybe have a little nip, take the little swirl left.
Yeah.
And use that as the
Yeah.
Yes. Terrific.
Yeah.
That was very good.
Yeah, it is like candy. Like it very much tastes like a Christmas drink. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Very much.
Like with the way that
It's surprising, eh?
Yeah.
It's
the liqueur with that kind of that, the anise or whatever you're saying.
Anise is the black
you're all getting that, mixed in.
Like just like the kind of tapestry of stuff that comes off those things together that you would never expect, just cream.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, yeah, it is dangerous. It's I bought a lot of rails of shots of those.
I can imagine
because people don't believe it.
Yeah,
they're like no, it's like.
Well, absinthe is a scary word for some people. And you mentioned the spoon and the sugar and the wizards and the
Like I don't know, and it's like no, try it.
Yeah.
My wife had some absinthe one time at a Halloween party in Fort Mac.
Oh yeah,
and she went nuts.
You're never the same.
I never seen her like that. It was wild.
Yeah.
Well, people talk like people are like, is it a thing? It is controlled. Like I did have to submit samples to the AGLC and have them approve the amount of thujone, which is the central nervous system active, psychoactive ingredient in absinthe. So
we're not tripping here.
Is this real? I don't know, but.
Far out.
But, I'll tell you this. There's so much botanical content in it that if you were the reason why absinthe loushes, or as you drip water into absinthe, it will turn opaque white.
Okay.
That's called loushing.
Oh, really?
Loushing. And the reason that happens is because the amount of botanicals in solution in the alcohol is so high that when you add the water and reduce the ABV, the constituents can't maintain solution, so they come out of solution and the appearance changes to white.
Yeah.
So that's like it's a proof that you made your absinthe properly, because when I was at this big absinthe festival, there was this Japanese guy who was highly touted, and he comes out and everyone's like, oh, he's got his absinthe. And everyone was standing around and waiting, and he poured from the fountain into it, and it didn't loosh. Everyone's like, it didn't loosh.
Oh my God.
It didn't loosh. There's not enough botanical in it. Yeah. So that's
awesome,
it's
man.
kind of like the like proof with with gunpowder and whatnot. It's just
type of thing.
It's consumer protection law.
Excellent, Mel. Thanks a lot for coming in. Good seeing you.
My pleasure.
Thanks for that. This is a nice little switch on Beer of the Week. Usually we're here crushing beers, but this is a great thing. We got a couple things to wrap, so we'll let you slide on. But what's the website again?
StrathconaSpirits.ca. We're the Spirit of the Week at Sobeys. Most of them have velvet cream, but you can find us a lot of great shops.
Perfect. You guys will ship out stuff too,
order
online and stuff.
Perfect. The shop's always trucking.
Awesome. Excellent. Thanks a lot, man. That's Adam Smith from Strathcona Spirits. Brought in that velvet cream. Check that out. That's the Spirit of the Week at Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. And text us right now, Booze Me at 780-218-9999 to dive into the inbox there. We're going to get to your text of the day. We're going to get to your sound of the day. We're 7 away from changing 500 today. So be special. Let's do that. Be special. We'll change 500 here. All right, let's get into your Marmot Basin snow report, because it's good news coming down from Marmot today as well. You're gonna like this.
So stoked. Like, winter's here. I'm stoked. You stoked? I'm
stoked.
Just so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down last night, what, a good 5 inches?
Last night, I think so, something like that, and a couple feet the day before.
You've got a 5-foot base with 5 inches of freshie on top.
A little cooler today up at Marmot. Temperatures -17, forecasted high of -15. Another 5 centimeters of new snow in the past 24 hours. 9 centimeters of freshie in the last 2 days. And the forecast is calling for more snow to develop later today. And then clear and sunny skies for both Saturday and Sunday. This is exactly what you want here. Settled snowpack, 69 centimeters. 158 centimeters for the season so far. Lots of grooming done last night with 22 runs groomed throughout the area. And of course, all lifts are operating. Great weekend to head out to the mountains, to Jasper, to Marmot. It's your snow report.
Makes my day.
8:58 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today.
Rob from the Grove, did you just say 55%?
I did say 50. This Absinthe is 55%. You got to take that with them. That can't be here. It's got to be gone. 55%. Oh, Gio, do it. Hit it.
Changing 500.
Oh, let's go. Changing 500 voice. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was beginning to hear his shirt.
Yeah.
Like, it's
yeah, I've never seen Tam like she
Absinthe
did a shot that she didn't know what it was.
Yeah, you see,
and then
fairies.
she went nuts.
You bet.
It was scary.
Yeah,
it was scary.
Corey Coleman loved Absinthe.
Of course he did. Of course he did. All right, let's get into the. Of course that guy did. By the way, speaking of skiing, you know who's skiing today for the first time in his life? Marshall Bokeith Nielsen.
Get out of here.
Yeah, their school's going skiing at one of the small hills in town here.
Well, great.
But the very first time I went skiing was in grade 3. I kept falling down on like the T-bar taking you up, so I quit. I never skied again in my life.
It's the T-bar.
So I'm wondering if he suffers my same fate, or if he actually enjoys himself today.
Just pizza.
Then maybe we become a Marmot family. You never know. All right, the wraps for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, get it done at William Huff. They've been doing it since 1952. What did we learn on the show today, boys? I know what I learned.
Wow, we learned that you don't mind a good cup of coffee now, hey?
Well, actually, I think it's not so much a cup of coffee, but I really love this velvet cream.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the coffee's the delivery service that kind of gets you there.
Could I have velvet cream in my coffee every morning? Even though it's like 18%.
Who are you, Will Fraser?
Is that what Fraser does?
Every morning, yeah.
Really?
Oh, he has a drop, yeah, for sure.
What a funny guy.
Yeah, well.
What I learned today, and Trev, bring yourself on here. I learned this morning that Trev would have baths before school.
Preschool.
Up until
Preschool baths.
Up till junior high school, which was just that was a favorite part of the show for me today, buddy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't mean for that to be, but yeah, like I'd wake up at 6 o'clock. School, I don't know why I'd wake up.
So you wake up on a school day. School starts at 8:39.
Yeah.
You wake up at 6 and have a bath.
And I'd always be so tired.
In grade 9.
I don't know if it was really worth it. Grade 9, grade 10, grade 11. I went up there, I'm not going to lie.
Please tell me in grade 12 you were still having a bath. Please tell me.
Okay.
Just be honest. Safe place.
Not as regularly.
Okay.
But like probably once a week, yes. I would.
In grade 12?
Yes.
A bath before school? Mm-hmm. God, you're a legend.
Yeah, I'd have a good old bath. And
You're an absolute legend.
Got the day started. I learned, I don't know, I can't even say it, absinthe.
Yeah, it's tough to say.
I never knew what that was.
Absinthe.
Absinthe.
You need the spoon and the sugar and the fire and the...
I learned what that was, and the whole process is very scientific. He was saying like some big words there.
We'll do some absinthe and go for a river valley walk sometime, you and me maybe.
Taken back. Yeah, I'd like that. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's that type of...
All right, let's quickly get sound of the day. Hit Changing 500 again. I'd love to hear it.
Please, yes.
Wait a sec. Hit it now. Okay, go.
First one of all year.
Changing 500. Whoop.
Oh, let's do it again. I failed in that. It's the absinthe. Go ahead.
Changing 500.
Makes my day.
Yeah, that's your sound of the day. Text of the day today. We got to go back to Strummy because he really got us going on this. Strummy, you're winning text of the day to A&W. Gift certificate to A&W where they got sausage and bacon and eggers on 2 for $6 right now. The Oilers are John Wick in a Russian bathhouse.
And you're picking one. He had a collection. Like he annihilated the opposition this morning. Good on Strummy. Almost want to give him 2 texts of the days.
All right, what are we watching tonight? I'll go first. We're watching Landman tonight. My wife and I are into Landman, but we don't watch during the week because I'm busy and she doesn't like watching shows during the week with me because it extends my night. But we are watching Landman episode 5 tonight.
Wife's Christmas party.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I've started things early. It's going to be a
excellent
hell of a day and a hell of an evening.
Take the rest of this absinthe.
Actually, that would be good.
We'll see if you make it to the party.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right, that's going to do it for the show today. Hangout's coming up. This was a really fun show today, boys.
Boys.
Oh, that was strong,
that was
too.
Really
that
good.
was strong.
One more.
It hurt.
Come on.
One more.
Eric, you're hurting my hand.
That was a
smack. Yeah.
Big handshake week.
We've had a lot of fun this week. It was great.
Yeah.
The last few shows. They're all great.
Trev, you were
but this was a
terrific
lot of
this
fun.
week.
Oh.
It's a good...
And Brendan, you had a good hour.
Hell of a week.
Great job,
Brendan.
Brendan.
Oh, my God, that hour?
Tuesday wasn't great, though. That's when he was 3 hours late. But outside of that, I mean, it was a pretty good week. All right, Hangouts coming up next. Maddie, Tommy, Jasmine. Maddie's going to come over and be like, you guys are running late.
Oh, he's going to be pissed.
Don't worry. Calm down for now. We'll change that.
Give that absinthe.
Yeah, blame the look, I'm 55% in. All right, I'll be back with the Lock Shop from Boston Pizza Westmount today. We'll be there at Boston Pizza. You can come on by and I'll tease you. Hey, enjoy the football games this weekend, eh? That's going to be a lot of fun. The Oilers are going to destroy the Canucks and probably ruin that franchise moving forward. So that's going to be a lot of fun, too. For YouTube, Trev and Brendan and Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Come see me, Westmount Boston Pizza. We'll be there for lunch today, Oil Stream and Lock Shop. Swing on by. It's Pasta Tuesday every single day there. Come have some Paschetti for lunch. Should be a pretty good time. I'll talk to you at 11. Take it easy.